We're live. The show hasn't started yet, but we're live.
Okay.
But we're live.
Bless you.
We're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Let me go
That is
there.
the opposite of the direction I should be moving.
Yo, apparently because of all the Pokemon stuff happening, obviously there's more like leaks. I don't know why Pokemon leaks go so hard for no reason. People actually make up like new models and shit, but like someone spent like all day making up like 110 names and they're typing. And I'm like, who? I'm gonna be mad if those names are real, by the way. Some of them are really bad. Like some of them are like, why did you name this Pokemon Teeny or whatever? I'm like, okay.
What the fuck?
Some of them actually are really good names, but some of them are like way too on the nose, you know? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, I
You
get,
say that like some of the Pokemon names aren't already on the nose.
yeah, but it's like, it was way too bad. I don't know.
So we're starting at 25 or 30?
That's up to y'all.
We can start at 25.
God, I look
Press the
ugly.
buttons. I don't do anything else. I just press the buttons. The motherfucking button.
Yeah, you're a
Bleep,
little
bleep,
low.
bleep, button. Ugh. I don't know why I'm low. Probably because I'm not like I don't have this shit maxed out anymore. You can see it's
Ooh.
not doing it. All right,
Let me lower that a little
Where's
bit.
my gain? Where's
Let me
my
just
gain up? Bring my gain up a little bit. All right, we can bring that back down. Yo. Sound check. Mic 1 2. Mic 1 2. How is it
Yo,
going
yo.
on today?
3, 4. What? Why are you showing Discord to the people? Can you not show Discord, homie?
Strix?
What?
Strix? Your Discord showing.
Yeah, I'm reading Discord, man. I like some saying.
I'm just saying, you know.
I'm not. I feel like when you point it out, people notice it and care. If you don't,
It was.
No,
it literally took up a third
It
of the
was
screen.
up on the screen, dog. Like,
it's a piece of 2 pictures. Y'all fine. Y'all trying to act like I'm like, oh, Shaz nudes leaked up. The strict.
Why is it my nudes?
because you would be the one to send nudes.
Alejandro would do an artistic painting of himself. Actually send.
I don't know about any of that.
He would.
dog.
You know what? I could see Alejandro
Hold
doing the
on.
naked sushi pic.
He would 100% like he would take it and then he would like paint it in JoJo style.
Facts.
And then send it.
Facts. There definitely would be a stand next to him.
Yeah.
It's got to be based off of a band or pretty much, yeah, or a song. What type of song or band name would fit a stand for Alejandro Strix?
I have no clue.
I'm.
By the way, if y'all don't know, I made y'all in Sims.
Did
Wait,
you?
what?
That's how I finished my stream off yesterday.
You made us in Sims?
Yeah.
Oh,
I told chat they
no.
were allowed to snitch, but I guess chat actually didn't snitch.
No.
Stats, my chat's actually pure.
We don't got clout like that.
I don't know the easiest way to actually show y'all what y'all look like. I mean, I technically could just do it this way. But I was making people, and then I made the decision to make a household. Yeah, I definitely didn't go with them teeth. God, they got some fucked up teeth in this goddamn game.
Oof.
To be understood. Chat,
Golly.
y'all can't see what I'm talking about, chat, but let me get to where we finished up the household.
That's crazy.
I literally was looking at like chat was trying to say I was violating.
We're gonna cover the trailer that just came out. I'm assuming Mortal Kombat, yeah.
We have a house. It started off looking like a prison cell, and chat was yelling at me that I shouldn't make us live in a prison cell.
Why not?
All right, real quick. We got like 2 minutes. All right, I can show. All right. Dog, The Sims is mad sketchy, dog. That's all I'm gonna say. There's not a good option for anybody.
Sorry.
Except for
My
maybe
hair's
Shaz.
weird.
I feel like I got Shaz
You got me. You got me down.
No, I feel like I got you in like 40.
Oh.
100%. Let me see if I can't get. I think
Wait, you said 40%?
40 years, not like 40 years.
Oh, 40 years? I'll take it though.
We're all
I'm gonna
young
look
adults.
I'm gonna look like this.
We definitely look like older versions of.
I'm looking a little too skinny in that one.
That's goals, dog. That's goals. That's goals, dog. That's goals.
Alejandro, I felt like I didn't want to violate anybody.
He gave you the snapback and
technically you are the biggest, I believe, of the three of us.
Although I gotta commend I gotta get on Strix a little bit. No way in hell anyone living in Florida is wearing a black tank top and black shorts. That's death. That's death sentence.
Some of the design options were not.
That's a death sentence.
That's literally all I wear.
That's crazy. That's a death sentence.
That's literally the clothes I wear on a daily.
Yo, I definitely got a 401k as my character.
Dog, I'm trying to tell you, bro.
That's definitely me with a 401k.
I spent like 5 minutes. I was like, yo, I'm actually happy about Shaz. I actually like
that definitely looks like alternate future. Like this is the same age as me. Like this is still 24 years old, Chaz, but in a different alternate universe where I already graduated and shit, dog.
We're just looking at the shit from like yesterday.
This is me post workout, post job, post graduation, looking nice.
I think you had a version earlier on in the stream that looked like fucking Drake. Like Drake.
That's crazy. You know, trying to look like Drake.
And then what? Shaz is an astronaut.
I'm an astronaut. I'll take it.
That's your career path. You're on the road. You're becoming a space ranger.
I'll take it.
Look, the jobs are wild.
Look, I'll take it. I'll take an astronaut.
You're a freelancer currently. You're a freelancer, but you're working your way
that sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm like a technical support. Oh, Travis Scott's our neighbor. He's this white guy.
Oh. Why?
You can't write this.
Why do you have Travis Scott?
Travis Scoot.
Why? What compelled you to do this?
I was literally sitting there, didn't feel like playing anything else, and I was like, "Hey, let's play Sims." And
I don't think I
was
played a
sitting there,
single Sim game.
and people kept sitting here being like, "Hey, make like who?" And I'm like, "Who the fuck should I make?" Because I just made myself, and I thought that'd be mad boring to like, because I go to work and then we just skip like 8 hours, and so I was like, "Okay, cool, I'll make SSJ."
I'm still proud of myself in Darkest Dungeon. I was OP in that run, dog. That one run you were doing.
Shaz probably put in the most work.
Me as the night. Yo, I was going off.
I think I remember me getting just completely fucked up.
Some people got wiped out immediately.
I think Enderfiend was the first person.
Somebody got wiped out immediately.
I remember I didn't die. If anything, I was just like I just kept getting hit with every single fucking status effect.
Well, it was crazy because as you go in the game, people go crazy with like afflictions and stuff. And I think I had like a drug problem or something. But I like that happened like once or twice. But like the rest of the time I came through those. I don't know what those odds are, but I was going through it.
If y'all got time to hang around, I was gonna play more Sims after. I was thinking about playing more Sims after the stream tonight.
Are we gonna? You want to check out Grand Blue or?
I mean, look, I'm gonna let y'all get on it. Tell me if they have private matches.
I still want to check out the gameplay of anything.
I'm pretty sure they do. I could have sworn Sonic Fox was practicing with somebody for his combo. For 75% fairy combo. Not Grand Blue. Grand Blue.
Whatever, close enough. Same basic fucking thing.
I'm trying to see if there's like anything that shows.
I literally like have to hook my PS4 back up again.
Anaj was addicted to hookers. Yeah, he was. He was addicted to hookers.
June 1st.
That sounds about right.
June 1st at what time? June 1st. Wait, is it gonna even be going when we get off stream?
Yeah, it starts at 9 our time.
Yeah.
9 our
time. So in like 30 minutes.
9 until 2 a.m. I think.
Yeah, it's 9 till 2. It's gonna go on for a while.
9 until 4 a.m. Looks like no, that's global. That's no
3 hour difference.
9 to 11, so 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And then early in the morning tomorrow. So. Which I might check out if I get a chance.
Just somebody let me know if there's private lobbies. That's all I need to know.
Also, it's 29 right now.
Yeah, we got a whole 50.
I'm just saying.
46 seconds.
Don't do my boy Ajon like that.
Mhm.
Okay, Ajon came
I
through.
can't see
Okay.
chat, by the way. I just want the. Oh yeah, I need to open up the bot. Chat,
Moshi,
stream-
Steph, and Beast King.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chat's gonna go black. Oh, Steph, how'd your stream end up going? Yeah, let me
Step.
know.
Is
I'm not.
that
super
the
concerned with playing it.
Nini?
I'll let y'all. I'm not super concerned with playing it right now. All right. Chatbot's coming up.
Okay.
Yo, I'm dying.
Yeah, 15
Alright.
seconds. All right. Real quick, I'm gonna spiel and chill merch. Exclamation point merch. Check it out. Go look at it. It's still up.
Oh.
We hanging. All right. Cool. All right. We're gonna get started. I'll give you all a countdown. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the SSJ Cast. We're back again. As you can see, we're still selling merch. Shit still exists.
Hello.
Oh man, just came in whispering. I'm gonna go ahead and switch us on over so y'all can see what the fuck is going on with us.
Hello. I'm getting
Welcome,
reports
everybody.
that you're low. They're coming.
I'm
They're
low.
Yo, they come
coming.
right now.
They're coming.
Everybody keeps saying I'm low.
I'm just
I
reporting.
look. Maybe
by what
y'all
the
are
people
loud.
said.
Have you ever thought about that, chat? Maybe they're loud. Why do I have to
trying
be
to say?
low? Y'all some loud
No.
motherfucker. I can't do that because I gotta bleep out every curse word on YouTube.
Thank
So,
God.
welcome everybody to the
Oh, yeah,
SSJ
Rick is
Cast. It has been, what is it, 12 episodes? We're actually 3 months worth of episodes. We've
Yep.
actually made approximately like 30 hours worth of shit. 10 hours. I don't know. Math is hard.
What?
We've been pretty.
I'm
consistent,
assuming that
honestly.
we're doing 3-hour shit, but we're really doing hour and a half. So like
I
hour
think
and a half.
it's
Yeah.
fair to say hour and a half, 2 for each podcast. I
That's
think
24 hours. We have a
But
roughly.
remember, we had an episode that was 5 hours long and
That's-
3 hours long.
I was roughly
that did make it
speaking-
up a little bit.
Roughly speaking, we definitely have at least a day's worth of content out there for you all
Mhm.
Yeah,
to listen to whenever I press the go live button on YouTube.
which I need because I'm catching up to the podcast that I'm listening to. So
Oh, okay.
Oh.
you might
So
have to do something.
today, per the usual, we have some news. We have more news than I was expecting, to be
Yeah.
quite frank. And that's mainly because Sony's trying to fuck everybody that's going to E3 over. But we'll get to that. Look, y'all call me crazy, calls me a conspiracy theorist. That is my belief that Sony's like, yo, we ain't showing up to E3 and fuck all y'all. We gonna fuck every one of y'all before it even starts.
Did you feel like that with Nintendo though?
No, Nintendo just didn't care. Like Sony is active. I'm waiting for. I said
see.
this last week.
I see the difference
Shaz,
now. Okay.
I just saw
Okay. You're saying Sony is actively saying fuck you.
I'm
While
gonna say
Nintendo
this.
never cared in the
I'm gonna
first
say
place.
this. If next week
Mm.
we get a Last of Us 2 trailer, I'm taking that as confirmation. That Sony said fuck y'all. If
I don't know about that.
If we get they get literally
or
turn.
a Ghost of Tsushima fucking trailer.
Yeah, I'm only saying that for one
Holy
very
shit.
specific reason.
Okay.
Literally this week was like, man, there's like no news, and then like they dropped a trailer, and literally people haven't been able to shut the fuck up about it because they knew
Yeah.
how insane it was.
There was a lot of gaming news that just dropped this week.
I think
we're gonna talk
because-
about it, but
yeah, E3. But so it's gonna be a lot of gaming, some anime. I'm not gonna really get into tech stuff. Whatever it is, Computex
Tech
was this
stuff.
week. Computex was this week. So we got a chance to look at the new Ryzen stuff and a whole bunch of other big computer conference. As well as a bunch of stuff was just announced. Giant ass Elgato, whole bunch. None that's important. We have gaming and other shit to actually talk about for once. So tech is kind of like the backup. Huawei's getting fucked still. I'll say that before we get too deep into this. They're getting more so fucked.
But this is gonna be a heavy gaming episode, so.
But I'm getting the
These
news.
next few episodes are gonna be pretty heavy on gaming.
I'm getting more into news than I should.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go ahead and toss it on over to my man from Hawaii, Snapback and Pencil. How are you doing? What you been up to? And what is going on with you?
bless you.
It's your boy, Snapback and Pencil. You already know. No, I've just been hanging out. Nothing really special. I have a project in the works, but I was gonna try to finish it by today, but I'm gonna try to have it. It's been going kind of slow, so I'm gonna try to have it finish it by next week. No, I've just been doing my thing, going to work, living my life. You know how it be. Also, this is definitely not a Hawaii shirt. It's just a
Ah,
regular
yeah,
ass shirt, so I don't know why.
It's a
I don't know
open.
why.
You got that. That makes me feel like I should have made your character. They had a shirt kind of like that. They
Like
didn't have
like the
Hawaiian.
last episode, maybe I think I was wearing
Nah, that's
Hawaiian shirt.
to me. That's I'm taking Hawaiian like the material. Got your chest out. It's kind of like beachwear, right? It's not the most serious of shirts. That's not like business casual. That's like definitely like casual.
Definitely not business
I do appreciate post graduation Alejandro a lot. He got the drip coming out a little bit, and I'm with it. He's showing chest. It's a dangerous game, my boy.
I'm just gonna button this up now.
And now we move our way over to the budding student himself.
Buddy, I'm definitely the dude in anime that's definitely been held back 5 times. I don't know what you talking about.
You're pretending to sleep. You got this. What's going on? What's going on, Ultraman? Let him know. What you doing?
Shazzyn is back.
Guess who's back?
Back again. Yeah, Shaz is back. I don't know. Life. I've had enough of life. Shaz had enough, and he had to come around the block. Came back from the stove to get his cigarettes, you know. So, yeah, if I say some ignorant stuff, you know who it is.
How's that upcoming test going?
Boy, dude, I haven't. People on my Twitter already know. Apparently, I've been getting numbers for that for some reason. People liking that tweet. Yeah, I haven't studied at all. Don't know what the material is. Shazzyn
like
is
a fan going on in the background or something.
Yeah, that's my fan. I can cut off
I don't really hear. But
every time he starts speaking, I hear like a lot of
low
white
hum,
noise.
just a little
Yeah, that's because of my mic. So sorry about that.
You're
friends.
fine. You're fine. Look, y'all trying to survive that fucking heat.
Yeah, I really am though.
Like
it really is
legit.
hot.
Chat, I'm gonna be real. Like if he got to turn off his air conditioning, then I'm gonna be mad specific. Like, okay, topic 1, topic 2, because by the end of the podcast, he's gonna be sitting here looking like he just defeated himself 10 times over. Shout out to Ali.
Apparently, it's why is it 89 degrees right?
Doug,
What is?
No, it's the entire, like, we had winter for 8 months, and summer's like, hold up, where's my 8? Let me run that back real quick.
It's the fucking worst. It's the fucking worst because I leave the office and then I have like a whole ass fucking suit and shirt on me, and it's like 95, 100 degrees walking outside with the sun hitting me directly on the fucking face.
No, just one more bet. He gets in his car, right? Like, this is how it goes.
Oh,
do you have a tie?
No shade.
Do you have a tie, by the way?
Yeah, I do have a tie.
So watch. Like, he gets out the place. Halfway to his car, the jacket comes off. In the car, tie off, top 2 buttons.
Yup.
By the time he's halfway home, the shirt is just, he's just like, fuck this.
I got
fuck
checked
this,
for living in Florida. You gotta turn if you're gonna stay in a building for more than an hour, you gotta turn your car's like steering wheel so that when you get back in, you don't burn your goddamn hand trying to pick up the steering wheel again. Like that shit gets way too hot. Also,
apparently I'm a little loud.
Yeah, I'm handling it.
Okay.
To go with that, right? Like they can see it because the only way I can get your sound bar is by right clicking on your picture in Discord.
That's weird.
It's so fucking stupid. Like, yo, it's still a fact. Everybody sent it. The memes have been made. When you get on a hot summer's day, it is the only time in my life where like I really have to make myself put my seatbelt on because I'm looking like I don't want to touch you. Why are you this hot? Who hurt you? And then you like you touch the metal part, and you holding the steering wheel by like 2 fingers. You're like, look, hurry up! Like, I'm not...
God forbid you touch the metal part of a fucking.
No, God forbid you have like a thin ass fucking shirt with like white leather seats, and then you go in there, and as soon as your back touches the seat, you get a fucking burn.
But to me, what makes it worse is, and Alejandro's gonna know. After you've been in the car for a little bit and now the heat's fully hit you, now your shirt is stuck to you because you're hot and sweaty, and now you can't even use that.
The reason that doesn't happen is because my AC, as soon as the car is on, my AC's at max.
Yo,
it's at max.
I don't even have. I've been trying to get this job, and on God, I might have to sell my body in the street because my AC in my car is starting to fail, and I'm not having it. You know, I had a car in high school that had bad AC. Your boy was looking like a dog sticking his head out the window, bro. I was dying, and I'm not doing it again.
Fuck. Like, okay, bro. I had a
struggling.
My old car. It was a fucking Chrysler Sebring. and it was like 2004. That shit was dying. So back in 2017, I did this like summer thing where I would go do shit for like computer shit and whatever. It was like an extra course shit. So I would go there, and at that time, the AC for that car was just completely busted. In the middle of summer in Florida, it would be like 3 o'clock in the fucking afternoon, man. 105-degree weather.
Mm-hmm.
Leather fucking seats, and like there was no tinting whatsoever on the goddamn car windows.
Gross.
So no AC, and it was just like.
All right, I'm asking next. Are y'all two in the summer? Are you the people that are willing to risk your windows being cracked, like down enough, even though everybody's like, yo, somebody can break into your car and steal that shit? Or do you just make it a bomb that when you open,
It's a bomb.
oh
It's a
god,
bomb.
nah,
Yeah,
see,
you
I
gotta,
can't do
you
that.
gotta.
I can't do that.
I can't trust that. I can't trust that.
There's
Not in
tech
Florida.
for there's tech for that. You can open up one door and like push the air or the window on up the like the other side, and then like open the driver's side and just keep like pushing it over and over to like for pressure difference and stuff. You just gotta take the L with the bomb, dude. It's gonna happen.
Nah,
See, no, but here's the thing.
It's gonna happen, dog. You
at
gotta.
work-
It doesn't
at
matter
work-
where you are though. It gets too hot.
No,
no, because that's the issue. Like you ever, like the issue is when you open that door, right? And you look at the inside of your car, and like it's just looking at you like, what's good? Like you put your face near it, and it is like 10 degrees hotter than it is outside. Of
It does,
vehicle.
dude. It's not gonna.
Nah.
I'm telling you, it doesn't matter.
See, okay, I might do something like that if I was at work because I'm kind of trusting of that area. I would never have not like even the
see, that's
smallest
the thing.
bit.
Like
Not
I'm
in my
not saying you don't do it everywhere. Obviously, you got to pick. Look, I would dare
Not
anybody.
in this area.
I could
No.
drive like
Dude, it's
10
it's
minutes.
Florida, dude.
Let
We
me
got
go.
hella crackheads, dude. I'm sure one of them skinny enough to put their hand through the crack, dog. I don't know about that, dog. That's mad sus. Florida got crazy. Like, oh god, if I open up a crack, a fucking alligator's gonna be in there. Like, I don't know how it's
That
gonna
would be
happen.
amazing.
It's going to happen. I've had frogs and shit in there before.
Hey.
Look, sometimes look,
You become King K. Rool. It's like that little crocodile from Donkey.
Florida is stupid Australia.
It's like you
But
open
most
the
things
door
don't,
and
but
then
most
there's
things don't kill you immediately.
you open the door. There's an alligator on your passenger seat. You fucking take that out. You start the car and you're like, "What's that sound?" There's a fucking snake in your goddamn
Muffler or whatever.
yeah.
Look, it's hot, chat. People gonna be out there fighting, committing crimes, doing all the usual shit. It's summer. Buy somebody some ice cream. You might save a life. You never know.
Or a cold beverage.
Yo, if Shaz,
Or for me, lukewarm.
hit up the fam. 2x4s, Sharpies, lemons, water, and sugar. Start working, cause
Dude,
it might. Y'all be mad like yo, you can just get the lawn chair and just be sitting there playing gotcha. Like yo,
If
I
I
know
did
you
that
hot.
where I lived, I would get mugged.
I'm not telling you to do it. I'm telling you to stay in your apartment safely. Keep the air conditioning up.
People, you know those memes about like
Nah.
FedEx and people like barely knocking on your door and leaving mad fast. In Florida, dude, they just throw your box on the floor and just like I'm not leaving. Why would I leave the car as a mailman for more than 10 seconds if I have to? I'm going to die.
You probably y'all get me mugged if you got signature required stuff, don't y'all?
I take that off, by the way, whenever I can. If there's an option for a signature on or off, I'm like, I don't even put the signature. Like, one, who's gonna steal my stuff? Like, two, I'm not going out. I don't want to go outside either. Who wants to go outside in Florida?
Apparently you don't
worse
live
is
where
that-
Alejandro does, because apparently you asked the question, who would steal your shit? Alejandro's shoes will get snatched off his feet if he stops moving to them.
Well, he lives.
Yeah.
In a very delightful area.
No, what's worse is that this is also now the season of wasp, beasts, and whatever
See,
fucking
nah.
other bug can come out of the fucking crevice. So it's like, all right, any other season, not spring, but like fall and winter is like, all right, I gotta mow the lawn, I gotta do what I gotta do. It's whatever. As soon as my grandpa walks into the door, it's like summertime. He walks in, it's like, hey, we mowing the lawn. I'm like, yeah, you mowing the lawn, right? Because yeah, I'm out. Nah.
Who
That's also the college student tech. You sleep too much as a college student. That's rule one. Had so many family members that don't.
I had to stop.
That's why I moved out, dog. I moved to a fucking apartment. I'm gonna live the rest of my life living in apartments and complexes and places that don't require me to mow lawns.
We pay some dude to mow the lawn now. My dad couldn't.
Oh,
my dad was doing it for a long time. I had to do it, and then I had an allergic reaction. I'm like, oh, never again. And then my mom's like, all right, I'm just gonna pay some. I'm like, because no one wants to do it.
Doug, like mowing a lawn is not bad until like that. It's like 1 or 2 days. Just some shit is gonna go wrong, and you gonna hate your yard.
You don't have enough gas. It don't start up. The blades aren't sharp enough.
But you know what?
You get attacked by wasps.
You know what? You need to mow the lawn so your lawn looks pretty. You know what else is pretty?
What?
Makoto Shinkai's movie. Look, we got to get in the news. It's been way too long. All right, we're gonna talk about Makoto Shinkai's
I don't see the issue.
new trailer. For what's the name of the movie, Alejandro? Like you're better.
Weathering with You.
Look at that. We all weather. Look at the segue works itself out. God damn it.
It's about weather. It's definitely it's gonna be raining this weekend.
We got another
Florida,
visual.
So.
It is an aspect of life, yes.
Yep.
We got another visual. It still looks fucking beautiful. I want to watch it.
It does look great.
It's a pretty ass fucking movie, man.
What's the plot of it? Because I feel like that might be important when selling a movie. Beyond it just being beautiful. Oh wow, the cops rolling up.
Oh shit.
See, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
No one really knew what the plot was for Your Name when that came out either. It was just here's the trailers, here's the pretties.
Okay, so Japan knows what they're doing.
It might be one of those type of movies where like even with like Your Name, if you try to look up the plot, I don't want to say it ruins the movie, but it kind of like it just kind of.
All you know is that it's a Makoto Shinkai film, so it's gonna be pretty, and there's gonna be a slight romance element to it in some form or way.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks really good. I'm really happy because this and the fact that Your Name will be on Netflix next week. Yep. It's really good.
This is the definition of putting your dick on the table, by the way. Just like
it's just
Your
way
Name
too
on
fucking.
What?
Like
just or Silent Voice. I'm crackhead.
Silent Voice.
Silent Voice. Yeah.
Different movie.
They came out the same year.
Yep.
Crackhead. Leave me alone.
But
dog, like what is?
I'm telling you, this is the definition of putting your dick on the table. Like that was completely unnecessary. Just completely unnecessary.
See, this is like if Summer was like this and looked like this, I'd be all right with it. But Summer just is hot. Like none of this happened.
Hold on. My homeboy got grabbed by a dude with a gun. I think. I don't know about all that. Hold on. I'm gonna have to run that one back a little bit. I'm not trying to get snatched up. Hold on.
We don't worry about that. We don't worry. About
The what?
We don't worry. We don't. 7/19 once again, July. Alejandro will be looking to you for more.
That's prime summertime, dude.
No.
Just another visual.
And,
go ahead.
Well, they already confirmed that it is gonna get a worldwide release sometime soon. So, with the popularity of Your Name, this might because Your Name I think came out if not a few months, then a whole year after. So like Your Name came out in Japanese theater, it came out like a whole year later in worldwide. So with the success of Your Name, this might come out sooner comparatively. So this is coming out in July. Your Name, Weathering with You, I believe is like all right, maybe a few months.
It definitely feels like a summer movie.
What's interesting is that this is not licensed by Funimation, which Your Name was.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is instead licensed by G Kids, the Studio Ghibli licensor. So that might influence it coming even earlier to the theaters. Because I know Fandango, they organize like movie events, like old movies and anime movies and shit like that. I know they do a thing with G Kids, so this might be coming pretty soon to worldwide after this movie comes out in Japan.
That'd be nice. It feels like just in general, anime movies have the turnaround's been a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Ever since the market like clearly is like risen.
For sure. Yeah. I think we started seeing that. The only time we get anime movies was like if it was like just. I mean, it makes sense from like a.
It's like Dragon Ball, Digimon, Pokemon.
Honestly, even before that. I mean, we only got like one Digimon movie in theaters. I think.
No, we got both of them.
Did we get two? Okay. But with like Alejandro said, it's pretty much like Pokemon or anything that was like everybody knew about, and then the Ghibli movies. Well, and that was like in retrospect though. We didn't get them. I think as they were coming out. I think we got them after. I think.
Actually, yeah, no, this year has been pretty good because I know the Yojo Senki movie, like the English release and the worldwide release, that came out like a few weeks after that movie came out in Japan.
Crazy.
We talked about this years ago on SSJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
That like the West has finally really committed to being a big enough market that I think Japan has no problem saying like if once they find the right partners, especially with the success of a lot of movies, to say like, oh yeah, put that shit out. If we can get it done and maintain the quality, put it out.
Yeah. No, it's still a thing of it's like the in terms of how long it's gonna be in theaters, it's still gonna be pretty short.
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna make that much money.
I mean, it's still a very niche market.
But the turnaround time in terms of it releases in Japan and then the worldwide, the turnaround time has been way.
Well, you got to think about it this way, right? Kind of, it's like most of these movies are like sequels to like animes already. So like you already have to be like invested in the anime beforehand and then watch like the movie. So it's like most people can't just walk into the movie and just like watch it, except for maybe like Ghibli movies or something. But
yeah, I'm just really curious because like I said, Yojo Senki, Code Geass came out super quick. Gundam Narrative came out super quick in the West.
Yeah, that's fast. But
so
that's a Sunrise movie though.
There's a bunch of movies coming out this year. The Dragon Quest movie is coming out. The new Pokemon movie. Promare, which is the new Trigger movie. The new Konosuba movies coming out. There's a lot of movies that it's like they have a pretty big following. So it's like I suspect they're gonna get like pretty fast release.
I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, even though like the early 2000s was definitely like a huge push for anime in terms of like TV and stuff in the West. I think now with just like people being able to watch anime on, online, they're like, yo, I wish I could watch this movie in theaters instead of waiting to get this like Blu-ray later down the line or whatever.
I also think it's as much of a kind of like a joke as it is about millennials, because people always want to talk about how millennials, like we're everything, but like even if you look at the cutoff of millennials, all of the millennials at this point are approaching, like the youngest millennials should be approaching 20 now, because it's like 1999, right? Is in the cutoff for millennials.
Yeah, so they're getting 21.
Yeah, so I'm saying like most of us are have like the disposable income to like, hey, like if we grew up on anime and it's why the West is now such a big market, because all of us are kind of like, hey, like show me how I can legally get something, and across the board it's kind of like, hey, I'll pay for it. I'll
also the Attack on Titan and My Hero Academia boom is just like,
I mean, because what Attack on Titan was like 2012.
Was it that long ago?
2013.
2012. Oh! I only remember because it was because I watched it and then I had to get my roommate into it in college, my freshman year. It's almost been 7 years, because it's been, because like once we got past just like occasional Dragon Ball Z merch, right? Hot Topic started carrying the Survey Corps stuff. And then, like, it's only compounded because, like, even though they aren't necessarily as big, the One Punch Mans and the Mob Psychos, they have enough of a following to get stuff out there. Obviously, Dragon Ball coming back and claiming theaters.
So, like, when Dragon Ball Z, when those movie 14 and 15, when those came out, those were like the first to really start bringing anime movies into theaters in American theaters. So it's like those made a big impact.
I mean, it helped that those were also canon. So like, it wasn't just like the
Battle of Gods and Resurrection of F.
It wasn't like watching Bio Broly and be like, what am I looking at?
It's like not so. Dragon Ball brings anime movies to the West now, and now Dragon Ball Broly is like, oh, this movie's doing better than the fucking Western releases right now.
What we're saying is, just like in the early 2000s with Dragon Ball Z, it's all takes to Dragon Ball once again for bringing anime movies to the West. That's what we're saying. Okay, it's everything comes back to Dragon Ball.
Yep.
For some way.
That's what I will say to anybody. Anybody that does not like the Dragon Ball, Attack on Titan, My Hero, like, like to put it in no other way, the like openness to plebs, like everybody knows about it, even if they don't care about it, like they have like all the shit for it. Even that's the shit that causes us to be in a position where it's like, hey, yeah, you know this really pretty anime movie? We actually can be mad that it didn't get nominated for like an Oscar. We like it actually was shown in like versus before it'd be like
the new Hosoda film that was in fucking not Oscar nominated fucking last year.
yeah, and that's what I'm like. I think that'll be the next big step when a Japanese animation, like a Japanese anime movie. That sounds redundant. When an anime movie can be like,
I think Spirited Away won an Oscar, didn't it? Or was it Princess Mononoke?
I'm like a
Pretty sure
non-Ghibli movie because like it goes back to that whole thing of like people will recognize kind of the Ghibli art style. People will recognize Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon.
Ghibli is like the Dragon Ball of like the Oscars for people who who have to judge the anime Oscars. For those people that like Ghibli, I heard about that, dude.
I always make the joke like Ghibli was able to win that. Not even trying to discredit how good the movie is, but from a Western perspective at the time, the Disney cosign is what even got them in a position to win.
Getting all the big name actors to do voices for those movies and everything,
That helps.
Like that's where I'm looking at it is like we're at a point now where like there will be an anime movie I think in the next 5 years that wins Best Animated Picture, hands down.
It might be Wuthering with You.
It might.
And so also we were bringing up like My Hero Academia and Attack on Titan. It's like those titles especially hits like the check boxes for Western audiences, like Attack on Titan, the dark, grittier, like dark show for that kind of audience because that's a big fucking audience. And then My Hero Academia for the superhero fan base. It's like you hit the two biggest audiences in the West.
If I'm being honest, like I don't think there's literally a better moment in time My Hero Academia could have become a movie and an anime. Like
it came out the perfect year, dog.
I don't think we saw it in the West, but in Japan, I think they had the My Hero cast like not sponsor, but like advertise the Avengers movies.
Yeah.
Like Bakugo was talking about Iron Man. Yeah. Like he's like, oh, it's so cool how he flies with his like his energy from his hands. Like maybe I should try to do that. I'm like, it makes so much sense. It's like, I mean, that's pretty much what it's based on anyway. It's literally just Western comics just given Japanese animation, and that's it. Like that's pretty much what it is, unapologetically.
Yep.
So.
But yes, we will keep bringing more anime news. I believe we're still in the big part of summer season. No, spring season.
We're still in spring.
I hate that like spring ends like at the literal start of summer.
Summer starts in July.
Yeah. But so we might be able to catch up by the end. I'm not making any promises. Did you? I just thought about Alejandro.
What's up?
One Punch Man or?
Oh,
I'm waiting until that finishes.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait until that finishes.
I
will talk about it.
We're gonna talk about it.
We're gonna
talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Y'all got that to look forward to.
I've been watching clips, and from what I understand, the like 50 seconds of those episodes coming out, it's like, oh yeah, okay, that looks pretty cool, and then everything else with the episode looks like absolute dog shit.
You can't say like
you can't do that.
30 seconds to a minute of a 23 minute thing is good.
Yeah. You can't talk about like, last year we won gold at the Olympics. Like, they kind of beat the YMCA team this year. It's like, wait, hold on. What happened? Like, it's so. Yeah, I mean that's the unfortunate part about One Punch Man is that like I'm sure this anime, if it looked like this first, then looked like the first season as its second season, would have been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you gave us what it could look like already. So, I mean, we talked about it before. Second season was never gonna look like the first season anyway. There was like no possibility.
Production issues, staffing.
There was no possible way. Like so, as much as we wanted it, it was never gonna look like that.
What you're hearing right here is Alejandro's probably gonna get on here and say it was anime of the year in a few weeks. So just be prepared for that. Now with that,
don't know about all that.
We got into our anime bag.
Yeah.
And another thing from Japan that recently made its way over here. First of all, I've been hearing a lot of very good thing about some of the kaiju shit from this movie.
Oh, okay. All right. Yep.
Godzilla King of the Monsters dropped this week.
Yep.
And basically the only people I've heard talk bad about the movie have literally said like, I think that's because my expectations were a little bit too high. It's not that it's a bad movie. It's that like the bar was set at like a 95 and I might have gotten like a 90. But
All right.
I'm going to turn to Alejandro because I know you were tweeting about it. I don't know if Shaz
He hasn't seen it yet.
Shaz hasn't seen it yet? Shaz hasn't seen it yet. All right.
I don't know.
So let it be known.
I got the thick boy right here.
Is he really the king? Did the king show up?
Okay, I'm gonna start with this.
Thick boy.
To any critic who says that there was not enough human screen time in this goddamn movie, you're so lucky I can't use this word. You guys are so fucking stupid.
Can I raise my?
What's up?
Isn't
What's
that like last time we had a human element in a Godzilla movie? Godzilla was in the movie for the last like 30 minutes, if that, of the movie. The rest was following a bunch of humans doing stupid
minutes.
shit.
Which
I don't want human shit in a Godzilla movie.
Okay.
Well, which is funny because in the Japanese films, Godzilla usually isn't there a lot.
Yeah.
Like half the time, anyway.
Depends on which movie.
Yeah, it really depends. Don't get me wrong. There's ones where like it's just Godzilla pretty much the entire time too. But
Or like half and half. It's like
yeah, like in the Japanese ones, people understand like the idea of Godzilla came about because of like World War II nukes, and that's kind of the point, and that still rings true with like Shin Godzilla, where it's like that was pretty rough. That makes sense as to why there's a lot of people in that movie. But it's like it's a sequel. Like this movie's a sequel,
and it's a setup for a sequel.
and it's
a setup. It's a
setup for a bigger thing with like King Kong and stuff.
They have a really cool extra credit scene that has me. I'm really excited to see what they do with that. But
you went to a movie called Godzilla King of the Monsters, and all the trailers show nothing but monsters fighting each other most of the time, like monsters moving around and stuff. I'm like, what did you expect?
So what's funny is I saw those trailers and I saw the action scenes in the trailer and it's like, oh god, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. It's even better than whatever I was expecting. So I'm gonna list off my negatives real quick because it's pretty short. So honestly, if anything, I feel like there's way too much human moments in this movie. I feel like they lasted on the humans. So the reason I'm complaining because here's the thing. I think the 2014 Godzilla, even though it was majority human moments, I think it was saved by the fact that the human characters weren't that bad. They weren't the most interesting. They were pretty generic, but it works enough to the point where it's like you can get invested with it and it's like, all right, I'm following what's going on, and it's all right. The human characters are not only way less interesting in this goddamn movie, but it's like it's not bad. It's not god awful.
What is the percentage you would say of like humans to Godzuki fighting kaiju ratio?
65.
35?
How long is the movie?
2 hours. It's a whole 2 hours.
So,
that's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's
like that's of a 2 hour movie. That's like a $120.
Yeah, that's not
mostly
bad.
fighting.
But it's like the human element. Not only is it a bit too much, but it's like the characters are way less interesting. So their moments are like kind of boring. It kind of makes up for it where a few characters are pretty funny. They're, like the dialogue is like it's not good dialogue, but it's enjoyable. So it's like it's whatever. It's you can turn off your brain. Things are gonna happen later. It's whatever. As soon as we get into the monster action and shit, which by the way. The first 5 minutes it automatically puts you. It's like, all right, here's a monster, here's a big boy. As soon as we're seeing like the monsters fight and everything, as soon as we see the scales, the cinematography for this fucking movie is so goddamn good. There's a shot where fucking Ghidorah is fighting Godzilla, and there's this one fucking shot where it's like, that's just the wallpaper, like there are so many moments where you're just watching these monsters fucking fight, and it's like that's just wallpaper material. That's just a fucking wallpaper right there.
That is one of those things. I can't speak to it, but that fight, apparently, like if you have not seen the poster or anything about this movie, but the climactic fight between the two is apparently just
bro. I
Oh.
felt like a little fucking baby watching that. Goddamn, I was just there like,
I mean, it's
this is good.
it's
This is good.
Godzilla
This is
versus
great.
King Ghidorah, dude. That's literally
And,
Ryu versus Ken, like, or Ryu versus
Oh,
Akuma. Like,
not only
that's-
that, the Rodan fight.
Oh.
Rodan fucking, like I would like. I know Rodan's pretty cool and all. Is like he doesn't shit, but
Shout out to Rodan.
the way, see, the thing I love about these movies is that because there's so much budget in them, because there's so many great effects, the visual effects are so good. You can sense the
Mhm.
bumps and scales on Godzilla and on King Ghidorah, and it's like you like the way they present these goddamn monsters, the shots that make them feel so grand, so giant. There are times where you're just like, oh, those motherfuckers are big. Those like,
Damn.
fuck. Like, I think in the trailers, and like the first trailer, Rodan is flying across a city,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
it doesn't even need to flap its wings. It just flying on top of the city, like a mile or two away from the floor. Like the street is being pushed with air. You see buildings crumble. It's fucking crazy.
That's a big boy.
The it's just so much crazy shit happens in this goddamn movie. It's just a lot of fun to watch. Mothra was sick. Mothra had a really cool moment.
Still want to remind everyone, Japan was gracious enough to give us another try. I'm letting y'all know. After that,
I'm so glad we got it.
after that tragedy that was Godzilla in the
We
90s,
don't talk about
with
that movie.
the Doritos commercial.
Oh
no.
oh, and the soundtrack. Ghidorah.
That's the
Fucking,
king.
I might have to go see this.
it's so sick,
This might just be a
dog. It's literally like,
Yeah, that's clean.
bro, when I tell you that Ghidorah existing causes Category 6 hurricanes, its existence
I mean, we lived through that.
causes tropical storms.
You're right, though. I do appreciate the reference shots and like the music cues from the older movies, like the King Ghidorah and the Godzilla looking at each other, facing off. Like, even though the reference is like really silly, just some two dudes in a suit.
No, but they do have like I was not expecting this, but they do bring back the original song that like they remixed that for this movie.
Yeah, the good one.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, remember when Godzilla was a lizard?
No.
When he was an iguana, remember that?
Yeah, he was a dinosaur that got hit by radiation.
Remember that?
And they turned into
Okay, yeah. This might just be it.
Instead of being a representation of
go chill at the theater and watch some cool
craziness
type of a day.
This movie's so fucking.
I want it to go.
So good.
See, and this is one of the movies as well that I feel like end up like you kind of just question how any of the real people like actually survived. Like
You're implying that they survive.
That's what I mean. That's what it's the type of shit like this is the way I put it. You know, like in some action movies, they be like, yes, we're fighting this Category 8 thing that we can and then like
they use nukes and it's like, how did you survive?
Godzilla will come out and be like, no, like I caused this Category 6 hurricane. Like, you're dead. This is just a fight between us. You're nothing.
So, Shaz, you've seen Godzilla versus Destroyer?
Yes, of course.
Remember the beginning of the movie where with Godzilla and like the specifics about his body?
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a thing that they do in this movie.
I would also, but again, all of this is leading us to one point, which is in, I believe, 2021.
Very soon. Very soon.
Okay. So I want to bring this up. Because I just saw who was the director, and I'm okay.
You heard that little.
No, that's a bad. No, it's a bad. No, it's a bad. It's a real bad.
Who's the director?
Does anyone remember a certain Netflix live action Death Note movie?
Oh,
I'm down. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
wait, that is a good question though. How as strong as Godzilla is, as we can see in these two movies, like how is he gonna fight King Kong, bro, and like make King Kong look like he has a chance?
I don't. Did y'all watch Skull Island,
okay.
Kong Island, or whatever? Because apparently
Mhm.
that's kind of Kong's movie. I don't know how
Well,
strong
they
he is.
sized them up
great
just
movie.
because of Godzilla, because Godzilla is ridiculously big as well.
No. So Shaz, let's just say that Godzilla doesn't have an easy time in this movie.
I'm not saying he has an easy time, but I'm like, these are some crazy. Like compared to King Kong, I would say most of these kaiju are pretty ridiculous.
Well, have you? Well, have you seen Skull Island?
Yeah,
No,
I've seen
I
it
have
before.
not.
Yeah, because he's definitely way bigger.
No, but that's what I mean though. They literally sized them up just for Godzilla, pretty sure.
But it's also a
Nah.
thing of
Mhm.
fucking King Kong is fucking mobile as hell.
That's true.
So he can fucking move around if anything.
I mean, I'm excited to see it. I'm still
Yeah.
look.
I
I
just
wish there was some time.
They
travel
do the
shenanigans.
2005 they did the 2005 where fucking King Kong gets the jaws of Godzilla and they fucking
I
that'd
just
be
want
cool.
this to happen because
Mhm.
this brings us to an entire road where we get a Pacific Rim prequel.
Dang, I was about to say.
That's all I want.
Ah!
Let me see it. Like, look,
So, okay,
Gypsy
okay,
Danger,
Strix.
going it just look.
I don't even have. It doesn't have to be Gypsy Danger. It
Look.
can be one of the old ones. It just give me
Strix.
something.
When I tell you that the end of this movie might imply that.
Like, let me. Like, for those that don't know, this has been established since like the first Pacific Rim. Guillermo del Toro is using all of his Hollywood magic to make that happen. Like, legitimately, he's like every time he gets a chance, he's like, "I want to make another one." Yes.
Can we talk
Godzilla,
about a
like,
dude
yes.
who had to win multiple Oscars and make multiple beautiful movies come to life,
Creepy as hell, too.
and he's using his clout to make a giant robot versus kaiju movie, or wants to get it pushed. Like he's not
Hey.
making it himself, but he's like, I made all this artsy shit because I want giant robots to fight giant monsters. You bastards!
Pan's
Give it to me.
Labyrinth exists.
Just because he wanted a Godzilla movie.
Yo, but my thing is like, can y'all really realize how crazy that is? Like, I love Godzilla, and I love Guillermo, but him now on the same page as Kojima, and that's crazy. We don't no.
The world is imploding.
I will
Only on the
legitimately
same
just
page as
there-
Kojima, but
he's look he's
We'll
in the
get it, we'll get
pages.
into it.
He's in the
We'll get into
pages.
it.
That's the issue.
Yeah, he's got him on speed dial. Confirmed, free.
I don't even know what is considered Guillermo del Toro's biggest movie.
Hellboy probably.
Maybe
I think
for the
that's his
mass-
most
I was gonna say
well
probably Pan's
known.
Labyrinth, right?
I think his most
Or
well
that.
known is he did The Shape of Water, Blade 2.
Blade 2 is clean.
Look, just give my man money and let him go.
Guillermo del Toro is literally the anime fans live action director.
Just
He really
Like-
is.
just give him money, give him time,
Yep.
and let him go to work.
Okay, Pacific. Well, he did Pacific.
Nah,
Look, Sunrise.
but-
Sunrise still the guy who. I mean, unfortunately, the director was the guy who directed Pacific Rim 2. But for the live action Gundam movie, they didn't say what year it was going to take place in. Just be like, Kaiju's are here, so we made Gundams. Like that's all I need to hear. That's all. I mean, it's gonna be really small, but I don't care. I just want robots fighting monsters. Why is that so hard to achieve, Hollywood? That's all I want. That's all I care about.
So now that Alejandro mentioned it,
What's up?
what does this dude got under his bat? Like under his
Not good movies.
Blair Witch from 2016.
That's worse than the original. Yep. And that's why I am very nervous about this one.
I actually like it's really I actually can't see like an actual good movie. Like as much as I'm like, yo, Death Note was not that bad. Like there's nothing that you would like show up to be like, hey, yo, I directed Like you don't. That's not the sentence you're ever leading with here. And I'm sorry, Mr. Wingard.
Yeah.
No offense to you.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna need you to step up. I'm gonna need you to step all the way up for this one.
Especially with this one.
This is one of those times where I'm hoping there are so many people for like, let's just say the Godzilla side from like Toho and like the King Kong side that they're like, there's so many people trying to make this movie work that they like just overthrow whatever the director wants and just make it good. Like, how about Godzilla? It's like, no, you don't get to do shit. You're a director because we said you were, but we're making decisions because you're trash. Like, I feel like there's so many people working on it. It can't be bad, but I've been around before, so.
Nope. I
Look, I'm just hoping. That's all I'm just hoping for, bro.
Dora the fucking Explorer.
That what? We're not talking about that.
I'm just saying Hollywood, dog. Like
That's
Hollywood.
That's not
for every end game, there's a Dora.
Okay, man, but this is
no
so
for every
legendary
for every
on
end
this.
game. There's like 30 doors, dude. Get out of here.
That's what I'm worried about.
But this is
Somebody has to
legendary.
die for Phase 4 to exist, and I'm getting the feeling. I just read the premise.
Who died, Strix?
We're still.
Man, I'm still not gonna say that till it leaves theaters.
Yeah, no,
Once it leaves theaters,
Once it leaves theaters,
I'm not. Who died?
Let's not get into that. Yeah.
The hearts of so many nerds
Yeah.
rose their pants. All right, but moving on, we got a few pieces of news I think we want to highlight going into E3. Just because we've gotten some trailers, we gotten a few pieces of information from gaming. First and foremost, we'll have some more information on Pokemon Sword and Shield on June 5th.
Yep. Exclusive Pokemon Direct. I think they said it's confirmed. It's 15 minutes where they're just gonna.
Could you repeat that one more time?
15 minutes. Pokemon Direct.
Yeah. What was that part about Pokemon Direct? Exclusive Pokemon Direct. If y'all motherfuckers ask about Animal Crossing, I will fucking fight you. It's Pokemon. It's fucking Pokemon.
So they just had a Pokemon conference, like business conference, where they show like mobile games and like strategies for stuff in the future. It was a stream that they're like, this is just going to be. It's called the Pokemon Conference. It's literally like the businessiest like stream you could ever think of. It's like people walking up on stream with like business suits, talking about mobile game strategies, and people then were like, "So where's Animal Crossing?" I'm like,
"No, we'll fucking kill."
I'm like, it's not even the same company.
That's my issue. Like every direct, they'd be like, "Look, we're only gonna talk about Smash, but villagers in Smash, so Animal Crossing?"
Like who they really out here asking Game Freak for fucking. They're like, hey Infinity Ward, where's Animal Crossing?
Yeah,
like dead ass.
It's a different fucking company, dog.
I don't understand it. I get that people want news, but like literally we're having one of the biggest like gaming conferences throughout the year, probably the biggest in like 2 weeks.
Just wait.
I'm sure there'll be a specific Animal Crossing block.
We know that they're working on the game. Let them.
I want. Look,
don't
I
let people suffer.
I am at this point. I am all for devs trolling the shit out of people. Like I want him to come out in an Animal Crossing shirt, having Animal Crossing playing,
Royale.
Yeah, and never say shit about it, and then like have Tom Nook get on, and like part of the way through, Alejandro, that might be the deal. Part of the way through, Tom Nook's like, get all these people out of my town, and it turns into Animal Crossing Battle Royale. I'm down for it.
Dude, people gonna be mad. They didn't say what game it was. They just said it was Animal Crossing.
Or make it a phone game. And not like the phone game, like the Mario phone game. Like don't make it like an actual. Y'all don't remember the side-scrolling Mario game?
I remember.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, people like that though.
No.
Yeah. People actually like. People like it. They just don't like that it costs money.
That's what I mean.
but people paid for it. People are like, yeah, it was all right.
Nah. I need them to milk the filthy Americans, Japan.
But they already have Animal Crossing on mobile though.
Milk the filthy Americans, Japan. I'm gonna get thrown out of the country. But beyond that, do y'all want to talk about old or new? Because this could go any number of ways.
Oh, I see what you did.
There's some new stuff. There's some old stuff. There's some blue stuff. It's all a wedding at the end of the day.
I mean,
All right, we'll start from the top. Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
Got some new characters, but they're really some old characters because they were leaked. And it pretty much confirmed the leaks. Shang Tsung looks really dope. While that goes on, I'm going to grab the trailer. So y'all
I haven't seen the trailer yet, actually.
Okay, well, while I'm doing that, start talking, bro. Okay, that's a great job talking. So Shang Tsung is here. One of his powers is the ability to take and use the abilities of the previous ninjas. His fatality is pretty cool. He has just like a lot of referential.
It's good. I mean, they did
stuff.
that. I think Jay Chensor was talking about it. Like, it was a smart move because they only have to load in one model, which is the ninja, like generic, and they can just change the color of him pretty much. It was actually pretty smart.
Yeah, big fun there, Strix.
Oh,
No,
what
I'm
is
not.
happening?
I'm really not.
Somebody's struggling. But yeah, I mean, it looks. Shang Tsung looks really cool. A whole bunch of other characters got announced as well. Man, I'm struggling here.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
Real talk though, I do feel kind of bad because characters got leaked a long time ago, and they will be confirmed at the end of this.
There was also a chainsaw sound, which further confirmed.
Which further confirms, yeah. I mean, literally every character that was announced in this trailer was in the leak.
So we don't have any sound, but clearly Shang Tsung versus young Shang Tsung. He made himself
movie
younger.
Shang Tsung, by the way.
So strings, a few interesting strings, a lot of advancing normals or advancing strings. It seems like right now, purple. Y'all see that purple? Y'all see that rain?
Young Purple Rain.
Bring up the heat. Throw out his green stuff. Is that smoke?
Young Smoke.
Okay.
Is that Ermac in the red?
Mac. Yeah. Yeet.
Damn.
Scoot.
Damn. Okay. Fuck.
The
Give me
suck.
them souls. Give me the sauce.
Apparently he can steal moves, it looks like. Because that's definitely shot the
Yeah,
Raiden
I
from
don't-
this game.
Yeah, it looks like a few seconds though at most, which is interesting. I wonder if I'm guessing frame data as well, because no doubt. But
God.
dude, the way he
Reps-
switches
I mean,
in the specials is so good,
Yes.
dude. It's so.
They made it
cool.
look like it all works. Like it makes sense. It doesn't feel out of place.
It's so cool. Yeah.
Damn.
Boosh.
So
Get over here. Oh god. It's so.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty sick.
Is
tell me he's got all
Dog.
of them. Oh, and then his fatality. is
His
coming.
fatality.
His fatality, like
Unnecessary.
it seems
once again.
weird. Nah, it seems really weird
It's so cool.
until
but
you see the very end,
Yeah, then it makes.
and
sense.
then
Young
it's like,
Kentaro-
what the?
He really had Kentaro come out. That's crazy.
I'm gonna let this play out so y'all can see. So y'all can.
Dude, the movie reference.
Mortal
You're so
Kombat.
my dude.
Combat Shang Tsung.
That was cool.
Night Wolf's coming.
Yep, Nightwolf.
Okay.
Sindel.
Sindel.
I don't know who that is.
And people have been asking for it forever. Spawn is confirmed.
Hey!
And 2 more guests, and during this point you hear a chainsaw sound, which is putting everybody towards Ash from Evil Dead.
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's cool. Spawn and Ash. That's cool.
Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of those leaks are hard confirmed.
Pretty much.
It was rough. It was rough, especially because I think there were already pictures showing the leaks, wasn't there? Like the
Probably.
actual roster pictures. I think it was weird. Maybe it was a mock-up, but I know I saw the list before, and it was like that. I feel like this trailer wouldn't exist in this way if those leaks didn't exist. They wouldn't have just put out like Spawn. Like
They
you don't
wouldn't
just
put out 4 characters.
you don't just put out Shang Tsung trailer and then just say like all the
by the
like
way.
OG characters and just Spawn. Like yeah, by the way, Spawn. Like as a name.
Because
It's like,
Spawn has been like people.
what?
For those that don't understand, like Spawn is, if you talk about characters that people have been asking to be in a Mortal Kombat game forever, I still say though, like it's unfortunate to me that happened because Mortal Kombat has like the hypest character packs.
But that's what I mean though. I
Like,
think
I'm just
I
saying,
think it's super
anybody
unfortunate.
to anybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about, E-League, a few years back, we're watching Injustice 2, some shit happens. And out of nowhere, we get the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And you just kind of got to lose your shit. Because, like, wait, what? We're getting all of... What? Like, they always do a really good job.
I mean...
And I can't wait to see, especially with how good Shang Tsung looks.
And Todd McFarlane, like, kind of hinted towards it, like, earlier this year. Where it was, like, people were asking him, was like, hey, what's up with Mortal Kombat? And he's like, oh, you'll see. Like, he kind of hinted towards it for a bit now. So.
That's happened before. That's the issue.
He's done it just
sucks. Oh, yeah, it was going to be it. It just sucks because there's no way the trailer would have looked like this. Yeah. Like, there's no way. You don't just throw out the words Spawn. Like, as a guest character, you don't just put the word Spawn on the screen with chains. I mean, it looked cool, but it's like, you would have hit people at, like, Combo Breaker with, like, Spawn. You know what I mean? Like, oh! You know, it's weird saying this, but, like, people want to see reactions of, like, 100%. Fighting game reveals. Like, people love that shit.
And I want to say, like, I'll call it now. We're getting a Spawn trailer at EVO.
Oh yeah, free.
And I believe
Shang Tsung. I think we're getting all of them.
Shang Tsung early access is, I believe, June 18th.
Yes, because this is a pack which they release at once usually, I believe, right? So.
Random question: Does anyone know if Ash vs Evil Dead is good, like the show?
The show.
You're asking the wrong person. You're asking the entire wrong person. You're asking.
Because I've heard people talk about it, but
we're moving towards the perfect future, chat. Where if Microsoft and Sony can come together, we just get a fighting game called Versus, and it's just all the companies just pulling.
Dude, I had a dream about that.
Wait, actually, we do have that. It's called Blaze Blue Cross Tag. 5 games. Five or 6 games. Name another game. That's 5 or 6 games. There's only like one character
fighting fucking Scorpion. Like
Smash Brothers got about 15 different franchises. Get out of here.
No, Smash has
they got
like
about
2.
3.
They got Nintendo and non-Nintendo. That's all they got.
You have Goku fighting Superman finally.
Yo, speaking of, I'm mad sad. Square Enix fucked it up.
Yeah.
Executive came out this week and said Sora is definitely not a guest character for Smash.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, well. But that he didn't say an Echo Fighter. Let me stop. I'm joking. Chill. Y'all people gotta like let it go.
It's actually Mickey Mouse that's the guest character.
I would love that shit, dog.
Strix, I'll take that. Hello, King Mickey. King, just give me Donald from Kingdom Hearts, the Super Edgelord. Give me the Super Edgelord Cloud with all the wrappings from Kingdom Hearts. Like that, I'll take that. I'll just take that if I'm being honest. That's
Donald
like
and Goofy as assist, and it's like they fucking shoot lightning and shit.
Give me
I'm coming, fellas.
They can just have the gummy ship in the background and change stage between different areas in Kingdom Hearts. Yeah.
But no, it's pretty cool. Like the MK stuff is really nice. It's hard because it feels like it lost a little bit of steam because they didn't do it at Combo Breaker, but then they came out and because it's confirmed, it just has me more hyped to see what these characters look like. Shang Tsung looks amazing.
Leaks suck. I don't like leaks in terms of like, especially when it's literally just like a INI file or like a file in a game that they're like, yeah, you can go and do this yourself, and it's like I don't want to look. Because that's just straight hard confirmed. Like, I don't want to do that. Leaks suck, especially for marketing purposes. Like,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I get hyped too, but
and this
leaks are trash.
This leaked so long ago too. Like
this, it was like
with the other leaks of like the game.
It was like
before the game came out.
I think it was with the beta because they got the hands on the beta and people data mined it, and they're like, oh, they just got Spawn and all these. I'm not going to spoil the other characters that's in the game, but they're like, yeah, these characters are just in the game, and it's like. I like theories. I like rumors, especially for like stuff like Pokemon, because that's coming out soon. But it's like straight hard leaks where you just have a list.
That's the
I'm like, get out of here. Get out. I don't want to see that.
You were talking about this earlier. That's the issue with Pokemon. People will go like get an entire animation and art degree just to make a fake ass leak.
Pokemon does too much. People who love Pokemon go way out of their way to make an entire Pokedex entry, an entire model that looks just like the game. Someone did it. There was Artsy Omni who did it for Smash with Rayman, and there was another dude who did it for a bug ground type Pokemon on YouTube. He was like, "Yeah, this is how I did it," and it looks just like a real Pokemon. And I'm like, dude, You guys are doing too
And
much.
it's so aggravating because you can't like you literally
tell
can't
the
trust
difference.
anything. Like imagine
Especially-
Alejandro was like,
studied the designs of like old Pokemon, and it's like
Pokemon's been around for
fundamentals.
like
Yeah.
30 years. Of course, it's easy to replicate something.
There's a fundamental when it comes to actually designing a Pokemon. There's like a specific way that they have to do it, and so they just study that way, and it's like
it's easy when you have one consistent artist that everyone's trying to base it off of. It's like I'm not saying it's easy to base a manga off of Dragon Ball, but I'm pretty sure since you have so much material to like base your art off of, it's really easy. Same with Pokemon. You have literally like almost 900 Pokemon to base your art off of.
Pokemon fans
One
are like
of them's got a match at this point. Like,
Bro,
goddamn.
Pokemon fans are like Dragon Ball fans, where you see the Dragon Ball fans drawing like fake ass Super Saiyan shit.
I can't, dude. I need them to stop.
I've only studied this since the 80s.
Yeah.
This is my life. Look.
Yeah. Pokemon fake leaks go way too hard for no reason.
I feel like that's Nintendo in general. Like people will go above and beyond for Nintendo, and that's again because Nintendo is like everybody's childhood.
Well, I was saying Nintendo had a 95% share
At one
back
point,
in like the 80s and 90s, up until like the PlayStation came out. Like, it's crazy.
And with that said, we've gone through some old, we've gone through some new. Somehow, they've combined them into one game. Because have you ever thought, chat, I want to release a game, but I'm going to drop the number for it and just make it the exact same title? Well, Call of Duty Modern Warfare is coming out. Not what you remember from a decade ago.
No.
Okay.
And so I have very specific thoughts about certain things, and I want to give a shout out because there's a big conversation to me to be had about esports and the state of Call of Duty, because that is why part of what happened in my opinion.
I just want to say that I fucking hate you because we were having that fucking call on Discord, and you were like, "Oh, you're gonna get back into the new Call of Duty," and I was like, "It's not gonna happen. I'm not getting back."
See, look. Here's my issue, right?
This is so hard, and
do you know why I would say that?
I might have to go back.
Literally, flashback a few years, Alejandro,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I'm never buying another COD game. Man, let me just try the beta. The trailer looks all right. Let me try the beta. Fuck, this is kind of fun after a week. Let me buy it. Plays it another week and then doesn't play it again.
Yeah.
It is a rule of thumb where I'm just like, until I broke the cycle of like, I'm not buying this Call of Duty game. The moment you look at it and it's like, wait, that kind of looks.
But here's the issue.
Okay, they brought back Captain Price. That's also not fair. That's like cheating.
Yeah,
that's
cheating. That's the thing. I don't give two shits about the Call of Duty multiplayer. What I care about is this goddamn story.
Yo, Splinter Cell looking kind of clean right now, though. Hold on.
Yeah, they had some really cool shots and like.
They really did.
So I have a list of all the new shit that's coming out for this. So, okay, someone tweeted it out and it's like I kind of broke it down. So, first off, this is literally Modern Warfare but with a different story. So it's like you still have the same characters. You're still gonna have Price. At the end, he hints that Soap is gonna be in the game. So that's you're gonna have those same characters and you're gonna have similar storylines where you see like the nighttime. Like that mission, so there are gonna be some similarities, but there's also a completely brand new story where they have like a renegade, fucking militia kind of thing, and you get to play as them, and it's some side story that sounds really interesting. For anyone who wants more information, you can check out hello, your mic, hello,
hi,
okay,
his cords might be bugging a little.
Yeah. There's a channel that talks about all the new shit coming out for the story, so that's pretty cool. So it actually has, so that's the thing, it has a full single player campaign. Black Ops 4 didn't have that, and that kind of made me disappointed, but this one does, so it's like, all right, I'm kind of excited. Also, former Uncharted devs are working on the campaign. So it's like,
dog, like I refuse to get hype about a Call of Duty story. But the last few Call of Duty stories have been entertaining. That's what I'm gonna say. Like, they're entertaining at least.
It's so here's the thing. I play Call of Duty for the story and for the zombies.
God,
I
forget. This is what makes you a Gen Zer. Is that what you're called?
Oh
yeah, Zoomer.
No, fucking no.
Hey guys, my name is Alejandro and I'm a Zoomer.
Can zoom out the fucking conversation.
Thank you. right, keep going.
No, but okay, so it has a co-op campaign. But from what I understand, it's gonna be kind of like Spec Ops from Modern Warfare 2. So it has the traditional multiplayer. It has a brand new engine. This is a completely new engine, and you can kind of see that with a bit of the texturing and all that stuff. And they also worked in like new shit with the audio. So it's like there's shit going on with the graphics and the audio. Crossplay between PS4, Xbox, and PC completely.
I have some stuff to talk about that, but I'll let you keep going.
Yep. No season pass. Completely modern day setting. So there's no gonna be no futuristic shit. So it's all gonna be like this. It's our year. And
it's our time, old man.
Yeah, for the PC players, it is gonna be on Battle.net. So
yeah. So that's not surprising. So, the what I wanted to touch on was the fact that they are making crossplay a thing.
Yep.
One, I always enjoy this because it'll bring up the controller versus mouse conversation.
It's gonna be rough,
and it doesn't matter for like the top 10% of the game. The rest of y'all gonna be fucking. No, I don't care. Yep. Anybody, I will say it without the average PC player can aim so much better than the average console.
Because you have more control.
Yeah, of course.
And that's why I don't agree. Now, with that, the reason why this ends up mattering is, and shout out to Myth asking a few questions on Twitter, and somebody from the Call of Duty community mentioned, I believe, that Call of Duty's esports is supposed to go into franchising next year, like Overwatch League and League of Legends.
Yeah, that's why.
And so with something like this creating a lot more stability, I feel like they're going to try to definitely run like if somebody's like, yo, Call of Duty 4, yo, Modern Warfare.
Well, they're going to do it the way that fighting games do. I know they said like no microtransactions or whatever. I imagine it's like sponsorship money and stuff like that. Yeah. But I imagine for like DLC expansions and stuff, it's going to be out like
I think they confirmed that maps are free.
No, I'm not saying maps. I just mean like full on. I'm just saying like full on like bigger expansions. You know, like it's gonna be. Why wouldn't you drop it like stuff at like EVO? I mean, of course, it's not gonna be at EVO. It'd be whatever league that they're making up. But you know, when you see like this Broly trailer for like Dragon Ball FighterZ at EVO, it gets you hyped because you just watched an entire like grand finals match, or before, and it's getting you hyped. I think that's as a business move, it makes way more sense. Like Strix said,
I think
for stability, it's like why we don't need to do microtransactions anymore because
they're still doing it though.
Now, I'm talking about like stuff because you don't need nearly as like harsh ones because like we're being sponsored by these people like whatever. Like Call of Duty is probably the biggest first-person shooter in terms of like for most people like as far as most people care about.
League of Legends esports have always been like just a funnel to get people to spend more money on League. So like they're gonna do the same thing with COD, and the big thing I think is how does this affect the development cycle?
Mm-hmm.
Because Infinity War stepped in this time, right?
No, it was Treyarch.
Treyarch stepped in this time. Yeah. So like
they took it away. Yeah, they took it away from.
So like, how does the development cycle shift now that? Well, they needed more time to work on their game. Apparently, is what is the rumor that's currently going on.
It's not more time. I think it's just more manpower. They needed more manpower because that's kind of why.
I'm gonna go with they probably said more time because otherwise the question would be why doesn't it come out?
So yeah,
I'll look it up.
I think the most interesting part about this is that they probably could get the other studios help for like changes. So like if first year of any league is the roughest because you don't know, especially when it's a new game. Like when a new game releases is always the hardest to like gauge. Like Strix and I were talking about Mortal Kombat. It's like you don't know how many rounds you should play, like how long the matches should be. It's really hard to balance out. So like with COD, I imagine people are gonna be like, maybe the movement's a little too slow, maybe this gun's too strong, maybe this map isn't fair for competitive because it gives the defender way more of an advantage over the attacking side.
That's gonna like I don't think we've seen Call like it'll be franchised next year, but I don't think like we won't see a lot of it for like probably
Also, it's the 2020 Call of Duty that's getting that's having issues. So it's the Sledgehammer one, in which Treyarch is now helping them with it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the one, not this one, the one coming out next year is the one that's like, it's this one's having issues.
It's gonna be interesting.
Now the controller thing does not matter for competitive, for the most part. We're ignoring the only other big example that exists in modern gaming, which is Fortnite. For the vast majority of stuff, like when you get to the top 1% of controller players, they can keep up with a mouse.
Especially since you can customize controllers both hardware-wise and in the game in terms of like reticle speed when you're walking, reticle speed when you're
you can
zoom, like it's
granular
movement.
control at this point.
There's a lot of stuff that you can do. For most people like myself, I probably would just play on mouse and keyboard. No, I'm bad at first-person shooters anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But like Strix said, I think we got full-on clips of me somewhere that's just sprays for 30 seconds and I hit nothing. But
so my question is this then. So this is the other thing. This is the big question that everybody was.
Okay.
Are you mad at the name? Yes, it's annoying.
I'm still a little salty. That's the thing. It's annoying.
So the very first Modern Warfare was Call of Duty 3 Modern Warfare, right? 4 Modern Warfare. And then we just had Modern Warfare 1 and 2.
Or no, Call of Duty 4. Like nobody called Call of Duty 4.
Like no one called it that. It was just Modern Warfare.
Yeah, it was Modern Warfare. And then
they changed it to just Modern Warfare 2. Like that was it. It's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And
even
it was like, what?
Which is funny because I still heard people say Call of Duty 7 when Modern Warfare 2.
That's because people.
I literally.
I have never heard that before.
I've heard people call it that, and they're correct.
Everyone calls it MW2. Which, by the way, that was my first Call of Duty game that I bought for myself. Yeah. What convinced me was Modern Warfare 1, but Modern Warfare 2 was my first game, and I loved that game. I spent entirely too much of my middle school summer break playing that game.
It was Black Ops for me because I just didn't have the money for a PlayStation.
I like Black Ops too
at the time, so Black Ops was
Call of Duty 4 was very special. I have to look at the timeline to make sure.
Also, quick thing, I think they confirmed it for the multiplayer in this game. It is going to use the older system with kill streaks and create a class, and it's not going to have those specialist class where it's like the dude with the grenade launcher or the dude with the bow and arrow. It's not going to have any of that. So,
dude, if Modern Warfare 2 is a thing, it might be a wrap for your boy.
Well,
I think it was leaked. I think there was like
supposedly it's coming out with this Call of Duty.
I mean,
Call of Duty 4,
Modern Warfare 2 is like one of the best-selling ones, so it does make sense to me. But
I guess the younger people, if anybody were to ask, like, well, how impactful was Call of Duty 4 as a game? I specifically remember it because prior to that being out, Halo 3 came out like a month and a half before it. And as an Xbox owner, you played Halo 3. Like, its multiplayer was kind of undisputed.
You played Call of Duty 2.
Was kind of, huh?
You played Call of Duty 2 on Xbox too.
I'm saying, yeah. But, like, I'm saying there was a difference between, like, it was the fact, like, that was a game that got people off of Halo 3. That was a game that got people off of Battlefield Bad Company. Like, Call of Duty 4 had so much staying power, which is why they remade it. It is, for lack of a better way of phrasing it, modern Call of Duty exists in the capacity it does because of Call of Duty 4. Yeah. That is the game that made it the multiplayer game.
Well, it made sense, right? Because Call of Duty, like, Medal of Honor was trying to, like, stick with it, but it was still losing to, like, Call of Duty. Because in Call of Duty back then, of course, was the, like, historical shooter.
World War II shooter, yeah.
Yeah, and then Halo was like, we all know about the story. I think Halo was supposed to be like a RTS or something. They're like, we could make it a shooter, dude. And it just blew up because it was something really different, and it was super influential. But yeah, I mean, like, Modern Warfare was like when Call of Duty just straight up came back with, like, the clapback. That game was so much fun.
Like, Alejandro brought up Call of Duty 2. Like, Call of Duty 3 was the first game I ever played online. And I never want to play that game again.
Call of Duty 3 or Modern Warfare 3?
Call of Duty 3 was 2006 was the first multiplayer game on my Xbox that I played. It was a It was a World War II shooter. You could get in tanks. It was small. It was gross. But Call of Duty 4? I will make the argument to anybody. I would not play shooters today without Call of Duty 4 existing in the capacity that I did. It fundamentally changed Xbox Live. It fundamentally changed online gaming, and it became the de facto multiplayer game across multiple platforms. It wasn't just Halo on Xbox. It was huge. PlayStation, Xbox, everything.
Like, for me, it was Modern Warfare 2. I've played Call of Duty before that, but that was the first game I, like, actually bought and owned. And that was when, like, I was actually good at shooters.
Yeah.
and I was playing. I think I was playing on my PS3.
I was definitely playing on PS. I never owned an Xbox.
It was my
before,
PS3, and I was using one of those really shitty phone Bluetooth headsets.
Yep.
And I had to recharge it like every like hour and a half. It was so bad. But I was on Party Speak or whatever it was, my friends in game. Like it wasn't Party Speak, but it was like, you know, in game speak with my friends, and that was like what changed multiplayer for me. Like that was my first like whoa.
No, I'm like that's why I feel like when it comes to a lot of younger people, especially in the age of Fortnite, like a lot of people, it sounds funny because people always like to play that like Fortnites are like a bunch of 8-year-olds, but to me, like for people that don't know the history, like modern gaming and modern lobby system, and to give you Call of Duty 4 wasn't the first game to do kill streaks, but it was the game that made everybody else look at and start adding kill streak into every.
You don't have to be the first to do anything. You just got to make it good.
Like everybody, because everybody de facto remembers. Like if somebody's like, all right, cool, we only have 3 kill streaks in our game. What are your values? 3, 5, and 7. You don't have to think about it. Those are your values. 3 kills, you get 1 thing. 5 kills, you get another 7. I could sit down and talk about Call of Duty 4 because
there's like the pity back, one, right? The pity one like radar.
Okay, you get a UAV, then you get
I have the words for Modern Warfare 2 AC-130 incoming. Burn into my fucking skull. Yep. Every single goddamn time. AC-130 dude.
And so like all I said to the people over there, y'all are probably doing a great job. You know what you're doing. All you really need to do is bring solid gameplay and bring the modern conveniences, and I think you'll be fine.
Yeah. For me,
do you think they're gonna have a better way?
It never upset me. Maybe because it's our generation in terms of like understanding like the whole multiplayer, like what I blew my mind as a kid thing. But it never upset me when Fortnite became like the biggest like game that kids play, because like Call of Duty was that for me. Like all my friends in middle school played nothing but Call of Duty. Mm-hmm. We'd have nothing but like, yo, when are you getting home? Text me, like message me on like we're gonna get into a party. We're gonna, yo. I remember some dudes were talking shit, and I think we played them on like Rust or something. I think in Modern Warfare 2 or I forget which one it was, but somebody was talking mad.
No, bro.
Fucking, and I did 1v1s on Rust. I was upset.
Otia brought it up. AC-130 was bad, but Black Ops fucking dogs.
I mean, and there's okay. I'm gonna try to, Alejandro. Speaking to the story that you were talking about, check your corners. It's Call of Duty 4.
Yo,
Gilly's in the mist where you're crawling through the field. And it ends with that helicopter crashing and almost cutting. Like, there's so many moments from that game that I can sit back and be like, the maps from that game. I know routes through those maps where people spawn.
I genuinely loved the story in Modern Warfare 1 and 2.
Captain Price was
finished the story for
Captain Price. The twist at the end. I felt like I was watching Endgame back then. I felt hurt. I think that was also the like controversial game with the no Russian level. You guys know about
Modern Warfare 2. I had a whole conversation.
I wanted to bring that up. How do you think they're gonna handle that with the remaster?
They can do it.
What, for Modern Warfare 2? I don't think it's gonna be controversial. Like I think it's gonna be controversial. If I'm being very frank, it was controversial 10 years ago. Why? Yeah. Because
it was close.
Flashback. I was in high school. No, it was
2009.
It was 2009, 2010. Because I know specific.
I was in my classes. I was in the 5th grade when that.
One of my communication classes that I had, we had to bring a news story in, and when Modern Warfare 2 dropped, I did a news story on that level, and it was a legitimate conversation about like my teacher was legitimately in horror at the idea of that level and what it was and what it. For those that don't know, there was infamously when you clicked start on Modern Warfare 2, it said, "Do you want to see are you okay with graphic content?" And they didn't give you specifics.
Yeah.
They just said, "Are you okay with it?" If you pressed yes.
Which, by the way, can we say which is unfortunate for that map, because that's like one of the best maps ever. in
Yeah.
Call of Duty. I love
Terminal?
Terminal.
Terminal was fun.
Dude, I haven't
Terminal was
talked
fun.
about this game in literally like years, and I still remember the map
Yeah.
names. Terminal is the GOAT. I don't care what anybody says. I love that map so much. But please go ahead.
And if you said yes, you played an undercover agent for the United States working with Russia.
Yes.
What
I
you
believe so.
did, though, was the map in question. You started at the other end, like where you come into the airport, and you had to gun down civilians.
It was real bad.
That's
It was
all
real
you
bad.
did. You walked through the level gunning down civilians.
I still find that mission hard to play.
No Russian, dude. That mission, but it was
So it was bad where you don't get a trophy for beating that. You don't get a trophy or an achievement.
Hell no.
Because the other thing that people, if you said no to explicit content, it literally just skipped the level.
yeah. But
But
for
you
me,
didn't know this before the game came out. Like,
that level,
Also, you can press to skip this level in the main menu too.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
start playing
Yeah.
level
of
two.
course, and they
Yeah.
understood it. But for me, that solidified the story for me because that's how hard your character was willing to go to be like, I'm undercover as shit. Like you literally had like an LMG or something. I forget what it was. Like they start you off with like an M16.
yes,
which is,
no,
like,
it's
the
a
best case-
full-on
LMG.
LMG. Like, because all
Yeah.
y'all,
It
like,
was
hold on. All
straight
right.
up.
Chat, if you are a little bit squeamish, I'm gonna pull this up.
I played this level once because I played Modern Warfare 2 the story like a bunch of times, but I think I only played this level once because after that first time I played it, I was like, I can't.
Again, this
If
map,
I'm being very frank,
there's
this is
too
where I
much.
realized that I had started to become easily desensitized to video games.
this map still
No.
might be one of my favorite maps of all.
I
time.
only
this
know
this
that-
mission showed me just how sensitive I am to this kind of shit. Like I played this mission,
Dude,
and by the
oh my
time I
God.
finished it, I couldn't.
I'm getting like nostalgia rush
Like,
right now.
I mean,
like,
even
it's-
here's what I'll say. Like, even before we get to this, if I were gonna like speak
Uh-huh.
specifically in Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, I don't. So there's in that trailer, they're jumping out of a plane over a desert.
Yeah.
You play a character because they do vignette styles
yes.
where they like drop a nuke on the city you're in, and the level
Yep.
ends with you slowly crawling and dying.
Yep, I remember that.
Yep.
And it's kind of like we nowadays don't think about that type of impact. Like that back then, they were willing to say like, "Hey, we're pulling out the stops." Like,
Wasn't it also MW2 where you're in an AC-130 at night and you have night vision and you're just
Yes.
mowing down people at
you
a
can
tarmac?
just see little targets on the
Oh.
ground. And, dog,
Yep.
people don't Call of Duty.
How do I remember this?
Again, this. I will say this is
Dude,
graphic.
I definitely buried this deep
And
in
by
my
the way,
psyche.
this is like a 10-minute mission for those that don't know. Like this
Yep.
is not like, oh, it's like a short little 30-second cutscene.
No, it's rough. It's real rough. I can't lie. I
And
can't believe I got
also,
through
you're
this.
not
the
allowed
first
to
time.
sprint. You're not allowed to sprint.
Yeah,
at
no,
all.
you have to.
Yeah,
you have
can't
to slowly
'cause
walk
you have
through.
to walk.
Again, the joke was no Russian, and they'd laugh like, "Huh?" And then you put your mask on or whatever, and you just blow through people.
And literally, like, it was so bad where it was like I would try to see how little I can actually shoot and see how many people would survive. The AI would literally just kill as much
Look,
as
I'm,
they
I'm
Oh
sure
yeah,
a lot of
if you didn't shoot yet, AI just handled it. Like,
Oh yeah, they knew. I'm sure like newer Call of Duty stories are probably good. I have no idea because I just don't watch people who play Call of Duty anymore. I used to watch a ton of like MW2, especially because that was like the perfect year for YouTube too. Because that was like a year after YouTube came out.
So Shaz, the prime Call of Duty when it comes to its story, its prime was in the Modern Warfare to Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops.
I
I
do
would
like
say
Black Ops.
like
Black
price.
Ops, Black Ops 2.
I always make the joke is price, check your corners, all the price stuff,
Yeah.
and then everybody knows the numbers, Mason. Those are
Yeah.
two phrases that are specifically from those two sets of campaigns that talk about just how iconic they were. All right.
Again,
The peak in terms of writing for the Call of Duty stories were Modern Warfare,
Now,
Black Ops, and Modern Warfare
let's-
2.
They
Those
don't
three
don't
games-
give you any context. They just start you in a fucking elevator with a bunch of guns.
Oh, I thought they put the masks on. I forgot. They just really rolled up with their whole face showing. And you're a spy for the U.S. Dude, this was rough. This was rough. I forgot about
And
this,
yeah,
dude.
okay. I'm not gonna play the actual whole thing.
No, please. It's still hard
It's
for me to
it's
watch, though.
legitimately speaking like you go through a 10-minute level doing that.
Yeah.
God bless.
And the funny thing is,
This is Roach, right? You're playing as Roach?
no, you're playing as Alan. Roach.
You're playing
Roach,
as Alan. You're right.
Yeah, 'cause
I
the
only
Roach-
said-
Roach just was Price and Soap. Yeah.
But
'cause,
I
yeah, the
say
price
that
itself doesn't
simply
matter.
because that level ends with you getting killed. So they don't even give you like, you know, you're a
outs.
secret operative.
Yeah, they don't.
And the
even
idea
give
is
you
like,
out.
hey, you fucked up your mission either way. You did this horrible thing.
And you get killed for it. It wasn't
Yeah.
even for anything. You didn't even get to like tell your like government superiors like this is what they
Shepard
did.
was the big guy of that game, right? Shepard.
Might have been
The American guy.
It might have been. I don't
I
remember.
would have to. Like, it's been so long. Like, legitimately speaking, if for people that say they have never beaten Call of Duty single players, I don't think either Call of Duty 4 nor Call of Duty or Call of Duty Modern Warfare or Modern Warfare 2, neither of the stories are super long, and I would recommend playing through them.
They're really short.
I would 100% recommend.
They're like 3-4 hours at most.
Yes,
I think
this was back in the day where someone would play Modern Warfare 2 and they would get emotional because of the fucking writing of that game, because of that one mission. That one mission where that one character that everybody fucking liked.
When did they start? When did they start putting in perks? By the way, was that Modern Warfare?
Modern Warfare had perks. Like Modern Warfare 2's big thing was like, hey, more perks, more kill streaks. Like, it's where they just went more. Like the nuke was on Modern Warfare 2.
I loved perks, dude. I don't even know like how it could be broken. It probably is, but it's like I'm sure there's perks and stuff still. But I loved perks for them. It was super simple. It was like steady aim. I think the one I ran was like steady aim, stopping power to shoot through walls, and like marathon for running. And people like that's what most people ran. I think
marathon scavenger, so I can pick up ammo and shit.
It was so good.
When I was working at GameStop, I will still say this to the dad die. I sold more copies of Call of Duty Call of Duty 4 Remastered than I ever did of Call of Duty.
Free.
It is like legitimately the moment they released that game as a standalone, people would buy it. No prop, they didn't care. They just wanted it. It was that big of a game.
I played the hell out of this game.
Infinite Warfare just to play Modern Warfare.
I loved this.
That's what I did. I bought Infinite Warfare to play Modern Warfare.
And so
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. If Modern Warfare 2, because I know Strix, are you gonna get this Modern Warfare? By the way, I'm assuming you are.
Legitimately, like I think this
is probably the strongest one for you,
this
right?
Is one of the very few. Like it's one of those things that people don't get. If somebody were to ask me, like, "Yo, do you really care about Modern Warfare?" It's the same thing as when they announce a new Halo game. All they have to do with a Halo game is show me a Forge mode, and I'm like, I'm in. I don't give a fuck. Like, just give me the game.
Look, if you get Modern Warfare, I don't mind getting Modern Warfare so long as you get Modern Warfare 2 when it gets remade.
If they're redoing
that's my
story,
shit.
They're doing that story, and as long as they can bring back
that's gonna be a quick.
They bring back Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer,
dude. If they do,
it's done. Like I will buy it. Because again, everybody's issue with Infinite Warfare was that it was some bullshit. So this time, the fact that they're bundling it with like, hey, like.
Yeah, that was bad. I hated that. That was so.
Nobody wanted.
Bro, I just want to have those 1v1s in what's that map in Modern Warfare 2 where it's like at the top of a fucking skyscraper and it's like you see the helicopter.
Oh, and you can run across the crane and stuff. The crane, there's cranes and.
Is it crane? High rise.
High rise.
Because the small map in Call of Duty 4 was shipment.
Yes.
Yeah, dog. Like, that's the scary thing. Is like, cause. I joke about not sleeping. Like, those are the middle school and those games were the games where it was like, I came home, fuck homework. I did as much homework as I needed to do, and I played until I got in trouble and got told to go to sleep.
Same.
Dog, it was literally me yelling, playing Michael Myers and Black Ops and Modern Warfare 2 with all my friends.
That's the thing people don't get.
I was still playing on a CRT when I tried to turn off my TV. It wouldn't work because the sound of the CRT cutting off. Shut the damn CRT ratted me out every goddamn time. Fuck. Also, the loud ass PS3 too.
I just tell people, like, it is a threat. Like, I didn't get. It's easy when there's a bad game bundled with it. When there's a game like Infinite Warfare that didn't look appealing. When you're telling me that you're remaking probably still up there in like top 10, top 15, at minimum top 25. Favorite gaming moments that I remember that clearly. There's no way in hell that I'm like.
No. You're not wrong.
Like, literally, I was sitting here and everybody, the conversation, like, oh, Call of Duty 4, okay, Modern Warfare. The moment I saw Captain Price, I was like,
Modern Warfare probably has. If someone tells me knife throw, instantly Modern Warfare. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. That bastard got exactly what he was. That knife throw was so goddamn.
All I'm saying, anybody, like right now, like And if people don't want to do it, I may, before this game came out, go back and play Modern Warfare 1 and 2. Like, there's...
A remaster or
I don't know. Just find a way to play it. All I want to do is play through the story. I ain't trying to really play the multiplayer like that. I just would want to be able to re-experience some of those moments because it was...
I was playing the remaster. I think I stopped at it was a nighttime mission and you were being chased by like helicopters and this kind of shit. So I don't know.
It was just
I need
crazy
to
to
get
me.
back at that game.
It was just crazy to me because there was like literally only like 5 guns of each type, and it was like
Yeah, no, it
that was so little back then.
Like, people don't get... Like, Call of Duty is modern multiplayer shit. I only think of that because, like, it started off where they were like, 3 kill streaks and a few guns. Like M16, MP5. I could probably go through, if I really sit down and wanted to think about it, go through most of those. With that said, Modern Warfare 2 was banked off of the opposite of like, yo, we have so many more kill streaks, and we have this nuke thing if you can go 25-0.
Dude, Ricochet knife kill montages was my shit.
Yep.
I can't lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Across the map, fucking
Across the map or Ricochet knife
Uh-huh.
kills. Oh, and
Now-
people would just disconnect.
Next
Oh.
question for Modern Warfare 2.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna, when I rage, most rage-inducing moment, the map with the downed helicopter in the middle.
Fuck that map.
At the
I know
start,
exactly what you're talking about.
this map, the first minute to 2 minutes of that game is just people shooting grenade launchers across the
Yeah.
The
fucking map.
Yeah.
desert one, right? You're talking about the down helicopter and the was it the desert?
No, it was
Which-
there
are you
was
talk-
another
are you
one.
Are you talking about the apartment buildings? Which one are you talking about?
It was almost like there was the office at the bottom of the map, then up the hill was like the warehouse. You had like the 2 side buildings, and there was literally
I'm
a
literally
helicopter
Googling
that
the
you
maps
could.
right now.
Hold on, let
run
me
through.
look this up.
That's Modern
Hold on.
Warfare 2.
I'm on the site.
Afghan?
Afghan? The down
Am I
helicopter.
remembering?
Or are you talking
Afghan
about
was a
desert?
scrapyard.
Yeah.
Scrapyard. I think it's Scrapyard.
That's a plane. Those are planes.
Look,
It's okay. It might.
close
Hold on.
enough.
Which one is it?
Helicopter.
I know what he's talking about.
Scrapyard?
There was a map that people just
Yeah,
used
Scrapyard.
grenade
It's
launchers.
Scrapyard.
It was scrapyard, but yeah, it was
Okay.
a plane.
Also, by the
It
way,
doesn't fucking
no
matter. It's
one
an air
wanted to-
vehicle.
thank you God, by the way, but no, I'm glad people. I had good taste back then because nobody just like me wanted to play goddamn Underpass. Fuck Underpass.
Wait, hold on.
Big ass map.
Let me look
That
at
map
Underpass.
sucked, dog.
Let me look at Underpass. I might have like. Let me look at which one.
No, I hated Underpass, dude.
Yeah,
I
that was
couldn't
not.
stand
That was not
it.
a fun map. That was not a fun map at all.
I didn't like-
You only played that map during like domination games and like anything.
Yeah,
that required...
certain don't get me wrong, certain game modes maps were okay, but
Yeah.
Underpass like consistently, I just did not care about.
Damn, this is quality Call of Duty 4 gameplay. Dog, like, chat. Hold on, y'all gotta actually see this. This is actually like quality ass. This is not him actually playing in a game. This is the actual. No, this is a 2009 YouTube video.
Bro.
This is
That was good.
when
back then.
when the Hapog was the capture card.
yeah,
You didn't
Yo,
use anything.
the magic, baby, the magic.
I could
Bro,
like
not even the Hapog gaming, just the Hapog,
Yeah.
the regular one.
Yeah,
the silver and black
The
chunky
toaster oven?
boy.
no, the
Mhm.
toaster, the toaster.
Yes. Like, man, it feels, it's weird the more I talk about it to say that was a decade ago.
That was the Elgato. That was the Elgato. Everybody was like, "Yo, I gotta get the Hapog."
To the people out there that are looking at the phases, that are looking at the optics, to the time when game battles and all that shit turned into from like some dude in his like family's house putting something together. Like they
Bro,
blew
it
up
was
so
it
much
was
with
the age of the fucking gameplay commentaries where people would literally just have Call of Duty in the background and they would just talk about the
I can't lie though.
stupid bullshit.
Call
For
of
those
Duty?
for those that wonder why I watch that type of content on YouTube to this day, I am so used to somebody just like playing a game, and you
Yeah.
can talk about anything.
I might actually start watching Call of Duty again, but because it gets me excited because I'm looking at all these maps from Modern Warfare 2. Dude, like 90% of these maps are so good. I love playing on all these maps so much. Like Favela, like I love playing on Favela so much.
That was fun.
Karachi, Search and Destroy for a lot of these maps were super good. I loved Estate for like Search and Destroy.
The age of CNNers and White Boy 7th Street and
That's when I
fucking-
started watching like Gold Glove and like
Yup.
Justra and like
Mhm.
not Geronimo.
But
He starts
here's
with
the
a J,
here's
I
the
forget
funny
his
thing
name.
with what you're
Jericho.
all saying right now. if I was to make an even funnier statement, this was also the time where everybody had like 40 different people you watched. And because it was just like...
I mean, people, aside from it being like the most popular game on YouTube, I feel like, people were just in it. Like, if you knew, you knew. I'm being serious. You just, that shit was the truth. That, I don't give a damn. That was coming back home, seeing a new, like, montage, seeing, like, a new, I don't know. I love that game.
Old. I could, people don't know, like, I was looking back and trying to find old Call of Duty commentaries.
I remember people submitting like YouTube videos to other people to be like, put this in your montage and put like top 10 lists or whatever. I think.
I remember one of my favorite channels was like the End 004 4500. Like that was one of my favorite channels to watch. I think everyone just had their like little favorite channel.
Say again. The End
004500. He doesn't really. I don't know if he still makes videos anymore. I know he went to the military and shit.
Damn, he playing actual Call of Duty now.
Yeah.
I probably spelled that man. I was gonna look up one of the old commentaries. Go look through old YouTube content. It's actually like a gold gem because you realize, one, you were a toxic little shit. Everybody was. Don't care. Like at some point you were toxic.
Wings of Redemption.
Oh God.
What was that fucking
That's a monka ass.
It was Wings of Redemption. It was FPS Russia, and it was one other dude who did videos on that shit.
For anybody that's out there that's wondering, even with that, like what we're all kind of getting at.
Yeah.
It is back, and this is just real random. When YouTube looked like this, and videos look like this.
I remember getting certain kill streaks so that my friends could get other kill streaks easier for them.
Like, 100, like, because I was never the super accurate dude, I always ran like all the like UAV counter, UAV
care package,
yeah, and I was, and look, care package was a godsend because look, the one time you get a care package and it's an AC-130, you feel like a fucking boss, and you ain't learned that shit worth.
I felt like I had the biggest dick just getting the Predator missile, which was just like a 5 kill streak. I was like, somebody's dying today, guaranteed. And it's so good because it shows you where like everybody's on the map, and you can just tell your home.
Woody's gamer tag. That was the other fucking channel.
Dog, I could look, because legitimately I haven't unsubscribed to a lot of channels on YouTube. I bet you if I sat down and went through some of my old subscriptions, we'd find some
Mind you, I'm using my like Shazzyn account. I have my old name account. I bet you in my history and likes and subscribe, like
dog, it's like
I guarantee it's like 80% Call of Duty.
Dog, it's
nothing but Call of Duty channels. I bet you that's what it was.
And that's
pre YouTube Shaz, definitely Call of Duty.
Activision. That's all I'm looking at. Activision. I'm saying Activision. Don't feel like you need to do Battle Royale. Don't feel like you need to do any of that.
They're not doing Battle Royale with this new one, actually.
I don't think I've ever felt so excited for a Call of Duty.
Yeah, no, like legitimately, because this is bringing back. This is bringing back so many memories, like of just, like I mean, you hit on it, Alejandro, like Michael Myers and different. This is back when you made up game modes.
God, fucking Hutch. Oh my god.
Yeah, 1v1. That was literally the meme of like 1v1 sniper, 360 only. You cheated.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I didn't think that a little over a decade later, it's been 12 years, I'd be saying this sentence, man, I am excited for Modern Warfare to be dropping in October. That is a weird sentence. A decade later to think like, oh yeah, I'm really excited for this game to be coming back. Because and here's the thing, all we saw was story stuff. They're gonna put out something at E3 with multiplayer.
It was crazy because it's something so. Go ahead.
Well, no, but here's the thing. You got to remember, this is not the original Modern Warfare. The story is completely different. It's gonna have. It's gonna have similar elements. Yeah. But I think one of the things that they said is they really want to focus on a much darker story, a much grittier story. One where it's like it really makes you think about like the realities of war and shit.
But what I'm making the point of is like.
Modern Warfare.
I'm not asking for them to remake that. They remastered Call of Duty 4, What I'm saying is that trailer was good enough to
Get you excited about it.
to hit the right nostalgic chords.
Mm-hmm.
It really did.
Down to how they make the fucking logo appear. Yeah. Everybody remembers the sound wave that turned in that became
fucking...
Man, I am hoping like Activision in an age of battle royales where everybody seems to forget general multiplayer, if you do this right, you'll once again steal people back.
That was back in a time when I would play Search and Destroy with my friends in Modern Warfare 2. And especially if we lost to a team that was talking shit, our night was done. I was like, I'm out. I can't.
Team Tactical was my shit back
then. I love Team Deathmatch. I mean, Team Deathmatch was my go-to, but like we played a lot of like Search and Destroy.
Yep.
But like,
so that's the thing. It's like that's why
Domination. Domination was.
I can look back and say that though. Like I know how shitty I was at those games. Like specifically, I can look back.
I was
and
a lot better.
I did not play that game mode because I got so mad because I would die so fast.
Dude, Search and Destroy is the hardest because you don't want to be the first guy to die, but you don't want to be the last guy to be alive either.
Oh, both are stressful. It's the again. If I were replicating it, it's like Rainbow Six Siege nowadays. When you never want to be the first one out.
I can't play that game.
And you don't want to be at like the end of the round. Look, anybody just played.
I wish I kept that stream. I think it was a Yanni stream. I was getting into Rainbow Six because Moshi was like, "Let's practice," and I was being shit. And Moshi's like, "Get out of here." I was like, "I just got thrown away like a used tissue, dog." I was
no, bro.
Damn.
But to be fair though, I was like, I don't even want this game. That game gave me anxiety. Way too much. I was like, I can't play this game, dude.
No, dude, fucking Call of Duty. For me, those games was like I would always play domination because I suck as shit at killing. So I would just go for the objective, stay at the objective, and just hope I get some kills around there. I sucked so bad at those fucking.
Okay,
games,
the big dick energy back then was winning Search and Destroy for your homies, being the last person alive, and you coming back to like hearing because you know once they're dead, you can't hear them anymore. So then when you come back and you hear them like talking shit to the other team because you think you can talk to the other side.
That's
when you come back.
The funny part is I realize how different y'all's experience is.
Mm-hmm.
Because for those that have never played with me, anybody that's played with me in modern gaming knows I do this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use in-game chat. Call of Duty 4, Halo 3, back on Xbox Live. That is where party chat became a thing.
Yeah.
And so I got
because I was playing on PlayStation 3. We couldn't do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like for the people don't get when I'm like I don't do in-game chat like that. For the last 10 years I haven't had to. My thing was you get home from school, everybody, all the friends jump into the party regardless of what you're playing, and you just go. You only go in the game chat to talk shit after the game was done.
Yeah.
To literally be like somebody
like PlayStation 3.
That either the slipper or the belt need to come out. Like, what the fuck are you saying? That was the type of shit that you went into game chat to say. It was never to be like, oh, that was a nice game, thank you. I had a lot of fun. I hope you have a great evening.
Go ahead.
No, then it got funny because I think it was Black Ops 2 where in Black Ops 2 you would kill someone and then you could hear what the person is saying after you killed them.
Yeah. So
it's like you would kill someone and then immediately you'll hear like 2 seconds of like, you motherfucking piece of shit.
All you would hear when you killed somebody in the game was camping bitch. You got lucky with that grenade. You got lucky with that knife. 1v1 me, especially if you killed them with a sniper, no scoping. 1v1 me. 1v1 me. Rust was like frame 0 option select. If you snipe somebody with no
1v1
no scoping, somebody a sniper
and Nuketown.
Immediately it was like 1v1 me Rust. 1v1 me 360 only.
But that's my thing is like that's why the internet today to me is so different. Cause I look at I'm like, you can't like I spent years hearing the N-word, hearing jokes and comments about my mother, about my family, about I'm gonna kill you, about I'm gonna like at that point, like as a middle schooler, and then you regurgitate that shit as a middle schooler because you legitimately aren't thinking like, hey, they're just saying well, they're saying it and they're older, so it must be okay to say.
That game did me no favors in terms of mental health back then. Hey.
My dad's from Infinity War. My dad's from
especially like prestiging, like you just want to get the guns you had before again with all the perks and like the like scopes and shit.
Never prestige. Bro, I
think I only did it once.
I found out what it was once. And I was like, fuck that. Never. Why the fuck would I redo it again?
No, but then you would go into like hacked lobbies sometimes, and it's like
Hack
Okay.
lobbies are the worst.
Yep, and then you would automatically get to prestige like max level, and it was like
No, somebody, because I think it was somebody had to be the host. I think
Yeah.
every time,
Mhm.
and I think I was usually the host. Even back then, I had probably had the best.
Yeah,
internet.
because it was a peer-to-peer, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And
oh god,
it,
yeah,
it,
it was.
it was just so funny being like the host, and like someone had like a lag switch. That game was unplayable.
I do want to clarify, like again, all you youngsters or people that just haven't been in gaming, y'all don't know about peer-to-peer back then.
Yep.
First thing that pops in my mind was Gears of War. For those that don't know, you legitimately had an advantage in Gears of War if you were host.
Yep, you did,
Legitimately,
you did.
it
Yeah, you
was
did.
the
Yeah, you did.
biggest amount of bullshit where you could lose a fight because the other dude was the host, and it's just like
The biggest bullshit in Call of Duty was that this is the footsie game before I even knew what footsies were in fighting games. The footsie game in Call of Duty was getting in knife range, whether you had the perk or not. You would
Yes.
knife. You didn't like slingshot flash to them, and then they would do it to you, and you'd be like, "That's bullshit." Every time
what
somebody,
was it? It's what
No,
was
no,
the
no.
perks?
It was
Commando,
it was
Ninja.
it was like Commando Pro.
Yeah,
something
no,
like
no,
that.
no, no. Well, the stupid shit where it was like you had like the slash knife animation, but because the other dude had the stab, they fucking got to you
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, I had that happen, or like the lag, and you just didn't go, and it was fresh, and you're like, I'm close enough for me like zoom across to hit you. And by the way, Modern Warfare's knifing was some bullshit. You went so far for no reason.
Oh no, well Commando Pro, legit like your dude went from like I have a knife to like I'm carrying Sephiroth's sword
Nothing.
and I
personal,
just
kid.
literally am running around one handed.
It was literal flash stab. It was literally
But
so neato, bro.
and people are like, well, why was that fun? Like at the time, you didn't know any different. It was
didn't know
just
any better.
the game.
Yeah.
And I want to say, like, to anybody out there that now is looking like, why would you be this? Like, the fact that we have this many memories and we could keep going should speak to you about how fucking good and how important this
Pistols
game
only.
was.
Pistols only.
No. It was pistol with the fucking knife equipment at it, so you had an extra.
That's
lunge.
right. That's right. That was the quick draw. Oh my god, I
Because
forgot about
it
that.
guaranteed the
The
stab
knife.
animation.
Yeah, but no,
The
yeah,
stab-
you
the
had
good
a quicker
animation,
stab.
yeah.
You had a
Yeah,
quicker
but I'm
stab.
saying it also
it-
guaranteed that animate. Like, you didn't
Yeah.
have the chance of going like, oh, I guess I didn't dash.
Yeah.
Fucking fuck that game. I love it.
I loved running around with the Glock. I don't know why,
The
but I did
automatic
it.
clock, or
Yup, I loved it.
All right. We gotta calm down. We got a few more news. We gotta get through the rest of this. We still haven't even hit the big topic.
I can't believe
Uh,
I can't believe
so-
I was about to bust the nut for Call of Duty in 2019. That's crazy.
so, we got previews of
24 years old.
Judgment. We got a trailer, the combat trailer for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up. Alejandro, let people and let us know what this all is about.
So,
Silent
Judgment is the game made by the people who created the Yakuza game and the most recent Fist of the North Star game. From what I understand, this does take place within the Yakuza universe, but it's not a direct tie-in. So it's not, you don't have to play the Yakuza. From what I understand, you don't have to play the Yakuza games to play this one. It comes out on June 25th this year, so it comes out pretty soon. And so I find it interesting because it's the Yakuza combat. It has its own little animations and stuff like that. So it's like, all right, this looks like a fun game. It's a detective story, I think, so you get to play as a detective. So what I found interesting is along with
All right,
this
anybody
news-
loves kung fu movies, just play this
Yeah.
game.
yeah,
Or just likes Yakuza.
yeah, or you like Yakuza. But the thing I found interesting is that along with this, they're also talking about how, because for those of you who don't know, there was a recent controversy with the game Judgment in Japan where they had to take it off store shelves because a very famous
Keep going.
very famous actor in the game.
What's wrong, Strix?
No, we ain't going to just gloss
No.
over that. We ain't about to
Eddie
gloss over that.
He's on his Eddie grind. What's wrong?
What's the issue?
Oh
What's-
my
what's the problem?
god.
But yeah, there was a recent controversy where one of the actors in the games he got arrested for illegal possession of cocaine, and so they had to take the games off shelves because they're just not going to sell a game where someone fucking
A major
has cocaine.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from what I understand, from what the news article talks about, is like, all right, you have the new combat, but also a Western release is going to be changing the character model of that character
They did it
So
really
it's-
fast too, by the way.
Yeah. So they're changing the character model of that person who got arrested. So we're not gonna be able to see the dude is named Denki Groove. That's his name.
Wait. Wait.
basketball
Bring it back.
Japanese
Bring it back. Hold up. Hold up.
The
I just want this to
character
be
is
a.
named Denki Groove,
I
and the
just-
actor is Pierre Taki.
Look, I don't care. Look, I just want to be able to say, chat,
Yeah.
we're getting a changed version of the game because Denki Groove got caught doing cocaine. That is top tier news.
Yep.
Mr.
But yeah, for,
Groove got
for anyone
caught
who's
with
interested,
He was grooving a little too hard, but
anyone who's interested, if you ever wanted to get into Yakuza games in terms of like the gameplay and everything, this might be a good starting point. It looks interesting. I heard good things about the game. It has an English sub. Wow. Okay, I did not know that.
Interesting.
Huh? Because
I mean,
the Yakuza games don't have them. The Yakuza games
they did in the original. I don't know if Kiwami or
in the
new ones did.
PS2. Yeah.
Yeah,
the-
they had like Mark
Kiwami-
Hamill.
Yeah.
doing ones. It's weird.
No, the PS2 Yakuza games they had dubs, but these ever since like 3, I think it was, they've never had a dub.
Hmm
I'm still dying about it.
The Denki Groove, yeah.
Dog, that's so
the name.
perfect.
That's the name of the character.
You
The-
can't
the-
tell me
the
like somebody's
actor-
name is like walks up to you says my name is Dinky Groove. That motherfucker's doing cocaine. Hands down, that's free. That's free.
Again, that's an
looks really good.
amazing.
It looks
That's an
really fun.
amazing name.
But yeah, cool looking game.
And the game once again is called Judgment. Go ahead, check it
Yeah.
out. Releases on June 25th in Japan.
No, in America.
Oh, in
it
America?
released in December. Yeah,
Oh,
Mhm.
December. It released in December. In
oh,
Japan.
Pog.
Yeah.
Okay, that might be a fun little game to play over the summer.
Pog!
I'm gonna toss this on over to y'all too, because I'm assuming y'all have some experience. Code Vein.
I do. He hasn't played it yet.
Okay, Code Vein. What's
Okay,
going on
so
with that?
real quick, I played the Code Vein beta like for almost 2 hours before I hopped onto the podcast. It's cool. So there are small things. There are small issues that I have with it. It's Dark Souls gameplay, but at the same time, this is being developed by the people who make God Eater, and you can feel that in the gameplay. You can feel that in the movement and in the attacks and the animations and all that.
I was gonna mention I was watching some streams of it.
Yeah.
And specifically, it reminded me when I was watching Shazzyn and y'all all y'all playing God Eater, like the
Yeah.
pace of the combat and the swings and the weight.
It has that. It has that. Yeah.
It felt it looked very much like that.
So it does have that feeling, and it can be a little bit off. So a lot of the animations and a lot of like the actual motion and movement, it's like, all right, you're gonna have to get used to this for a little bit. The other thing that I have a personal issue with, I personally experienced, where crates, so destructible items in the game, so like crates and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be times where enemies would break them and pass through them, or there would be times where I would break them by like dashing or breaking or just doing, and the frame rate would just drop to like 5 frames a second for like a few seconds.
Ooh.
So
You have a normal PS4.
I have a regular PS4, so that might just be the hardware thing. It might not even be a game.
Because it is coming to PC.
Yeah,
So
it's coming. Yeah, it's coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox, but the network test is only for Xbox and PS4. But besides that,
Because y'all motherfucking data miners are. Keep going.
besides that, it's been pretty alright. I love the aesthetic, the visuals and everything. The graphics look pretty cool. What was I gonna say? The world, the environment looks really cool. Interesting story that they're setting up here. It's all right. It's a nice little thing. I think I'm just a little bit into the network test, so I think the network test takes up the entire first chapter of the game. I've been playing for around an hour and 30 minutes to 2 hours, and I'm still not really finished with it. So yeah, there's still a bit of content.
And when does this come out?
It came out today.
I mean
launched-
the game.
Oh, the game? No date. No date.
I thought
no
they had
date
given
yet.
a date.
Nope.
no, I don't know what's happening.
What comes
It's
out later
weird.
this year?
It's not like it's in. Doesn't seem to be in development hell. It's just I feel like there's some things that's just happening.
They wanna confirm.
Maybe they
finalize
just
shit.
wanted a better release date. I mean, early 2019 was strong.
They
I'm
don't
not
want
gonna lie.
Anthem. Yeah.
No, but it's cool
Actually,
for
yeah.
anyone who does get the chance to check it out. I know Shaz, you got a code for it. It's alright.
Yee.
It's pretty alright.
Okay. We got through all that. All right. So, calling back to Mr. Groove and Cocaine, we need to now talk about the other piece of insanity because whatever Hideo Kojima is fucking on,
Listen,
we once again need to talk about it.
Strix. I just need to say, Die Hard Man is the best fucking name of any goddamn character to ever fucking be conceived.
I'm gonna say this to you, Alejandro. Before we even get to that,
Okay.
how they revealed this trailer.
Okay.
They had it was blocked by a bunch of hands that the more people that tuned into the Twitch stream made the hands seemingly disappear before they ultimately dropped it.
I did not
Yes.
see-
And this
I-
ran for
I saw-
multiple
yeah.
days.
It was just up for no reason. It was really funny. Also,
And then
the
chat.
PSN leaked as well. PSN leaked. The store leaked. I think
We got this. We got the release date.
Yeah, that was.
Once again, we go back to the weird thing, the baby
young
in the
baby.
throat.
Little
Like an
Babu.
actual
And now we're
baby.
in his throat. I've legitimately said that I'm not in any way, shape, or form trying to analyze and break down this trailer, and I somehow always end up analyzing and breaking down the trailer because some of this shit is so batshit insane. Your
You
brain
tried to
wants to make
dissect a
sense.
Kojima game. You're high.
No,
This is the
okay.
man who he
But-
literally replaced like I guess this is not spoilers,
Shaz.
but it's like MGS2. Like people should know about that at this point. Like
Shaz. He literally came out and said in an interview, "Yeah, so you've already played the game. It came out 2 years ago."
yeah, it's really funny.
And it's just like, huh? What? Huh? What's
Well, no,
happening?
Real quick, this game's pretty as fuck. I just want to
it does look great. It was really funny. It was really funny because he's like, I don't
Yes.
call it Kojima talk, but he's like, it's the strands of bonds that tie us together. I'm
Yeah,
like, Kojima,
bridges
what are
and-
you talking
It's
about?
it's about ropes and bridges.
Kojima, yeah, whatever Kojima's on, I want to be on because he's mad successful and still crazy at the same time. Like, I wish.
And we do get
I already
a
got
little-
the crazy part down.
We get a few story elements, right? Like,
Yeah,
I don't want to present this.
we
as-
get a few story and world building.
and chat
elements.
because I don't want to get copyrighted. I'm gonna be bouncing back and forth. If you want to watch the trailer, look it up. It's a good trailer and it's worth watching. I don't want to get like 9 minutes of just straight Kojima.
I think the copyright is mostly for the music. So
Yeah,
Oh,
that
really,
like this
really.
part. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it'd be fine.
All right, so we've said a bunch of good. I want to address something. I've been saying it in stream, and I want to just address it here. This is a game that will be sold off of Kojima and his
Yep.
craziness
yep,
because the gameplay.
the gameplay looks so boring.
It
though.
reminds me of Metal Gear Solid 5 with a few extra features.
It really does.
And like people can say whatever they want about it because from a gameplay I think this game will do very well. It will get 8s,
Yeah.
9 and 9s. But I think it will be in spite of its gameplay, not
Yep.
because of it.
I
There will
think
be cool moments, but
Real talk, I think the most interesting part in like terms of gameplay will probably be the whole allusion to like the time and like future and
Yeah.
past thing that's going on.
So like
which
the
is-
monsters and shit.
Monsters and like straight up just like World War II tank kind of thing. It's weird.
The boss battles and everything.
It makes I mean, again, this is a guy who made Metal Gear, and that series doesn't even make sense.
Shoutouts to Mask on Mask.
Yeah, mask on mask, mask on fucking mask on, apparently. So, yeah, it's probably. I mean, it's not like I don't think Kojima's ever really directed any like crazy action game because it's mostly been Metal Gear. Maybe Zone of the Enders counts as a
Zone of
crazy.
the- yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
that's probably the closest in terms of like a really high action, high octane video game. But like Metal Gear isn't obviously if you play it right, isn't made to be played fast. So
Mhm.
same with
it's
this.
kind
This
of the
does
point,
not seem like a game that you're gonna be like.
playing fast and lose. I mean,
And
you
that's
can't,
where like
obviously,
it's
but
one of those things where like
like this is a bad situation.
people,
like, this
a lot of
looks real
people,
bad.
a lot of people like have opinions of it, but I feel like there are plenty of games that it is fine to say I will probably just watch somebody play this game. I'll probably
I
check
think
it
it's
out on my
perfectly
own
fine.
time, but I am not gonna be able to like play through this game. super
Okay,
fast.
so I think the fact that you have like vehicles and stuff like that helps a lot. Because if this was literally just walk here and there and no assistance, that would have been a little bit of like.
Have they shown more of like is it open world ish? Is it?
I'm assuming.
It seems pretty open.
It seems like because I think it's gonna be open world because I think in the dialogue with the president they were like he has to go west or something to help.
I
So-
think
so
it's not gonna be
Shaz.
full open world. I think it's gonna be like segmented open world.
Yeah, I mean
So-
probably.
Yeah.
Knowing Kojima and his love of things, how much Journey to the West?
Oh, huge. Well,
It's-
I wouldn't even
it's-
say I wouldn't even say Journey to the West. I'm gonna say it's probably more like actual Western.
Yeah.
Like
No, I think
meaning,
it's gonna
like,
be a combination. Like I think
Yeah.
because
probably.
Kojima, like one, if you don't know, Kojima's like a super fan of media. Like he loves movies.
That doesn't matter
everything.
what country it's from. Every French, it could be
Yeah.
German, it could be Russian, it could be
And
anything.
you
Literally
know,
go to Kojima's Twitter account and he's just constantly buying movies and
Books. He
games
like
and-
watches like I don't know
yeah.
how he's developing a video game when he's like watching a
This is
movie
terrifying,
like
by the
every
way.
day.
This is,
It's
Oh, yeah.
unbelievably
This is-
terrifying.
God. The
People have
game,
already-
like,
what-
but the game
Go ahead.
looks interesting. Like,
It
it is
does.
one of those things.
I mean, it's
that in
Kojima,
spite
so-
of like the gameplay looking uninteresting.
And this is the part where everyone's like, "What the fuck is going
Yeah,
on?"
that's what I'm talking about. It's like, what? I just want to say it's gonna probably be interesting parts about this game is that there's gonna be
World
parts where you
War
like
II?
back to the past or the future or some alternate reality.
I have the opinion. So, all right, my opinion:
Mm-hmm.
the world we are playing the game in is not our world.
Mhm.
This is our world, and it's almost like a shadow of our like there's another side because I feel like fuck creepy baby. God,
So I want to say
There's so
something
much
when
about
they
this
start rolling out the actors and the
gonna be
the
good.
staff and stuff
there's
like
so
that.
many different names.
That chick. So the chick with the brown hair and the ponytail. I did not know this, but she's the girl from Death Note, the live action one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that chick. The one with the
Oh
black-
yeah,
Yeah, the scientist
looks
chick
like-
might be beta.
Yo, that's angry
Yeah.
video game nerd. I saw people making that.
Yeah,
Candy
yeah.
dragged away was AVGN. I was like, come on, bro.
Yo, shout outs to fucking Guillermo del Toro actually being in the goddamn
Mama
game
might
as a
be beta. I'm
character.
just saying, Mama definitely might be beta.
Mama looks clean, which is the girl. from
Guillermo
Death
looked like he about to fuck
Dead
you up.
Man, Heartman,
Note. Die Hard Man.
Yes,
Die Hard Man.
the best name,
Dude, that's such a
The
clean name.
best name. What the
Die-
fuck?
And we still have no real understanding of what the BTs are.
No, we don't. We don't
Which
know.
are like the big.
We don't know why he's
And
blue here.
they're people. Trust me when I say there are plenty of theories of people being like, "This is exactly what's going on." I'm like, look,
Yeah.
I want to know the person that's like, if you can say you predicted any Kojima game right, even 75%,
Even Metal Gear, yeah. And any,
I
in
will
any
believe
capacity.
you. But until then, I'm not even trying to understand Kojima.
Shout outs to this fucking trailer having 3 endings to it.
Yeah, Alejandro and I were talking about how there was like actually 4 trails in here because
Oh, wait.
it shows the credits
Okay,
and it
hold
keeps going.
Hold on, actually,
Yeah.
I was gonna get off it. This is like the dopest scene in the entire fucking.
That's so cool.
This
dog.
is literally I think the callback to the first E3 trailer, which is this shot and he drops a cigarette or whatever.
Yeah,
Or
for
smokes
the-
a cigarette.
for
Yeah.
those that are out here that like ever wanted to just make your villain seem badass as fuck.
This
First
is
of all,
so
he
sick.
caught an
So
ember
sick.
on the cigarette while just standing.
That's
there.
Smokes
so
it.
sick.
Puffs. Squad rolls up.
Nah.
By the way,
man.
Skull Army dudes.
Oh, by the way,
so,
people
like,
people didn't
it's so
like that
simple,
I
but it
said that
looks
they
so
reminded
cool.
me of people from the guy from Metal Gear Solid 5.
I mean, who cares, dude? I mean, it's made
I
by the
just-
guy who
nah.
made Metal Gear.
I
But
love.
this is,
I love.
and then he does this, and you just kind of be all right, cool. Like I'm not fucking with you.
The fact that they're in oil, like they were diving through oil, that's literally
But no,
insane.
Shaz, how much of this is both the game he wanted to make and the fact that Konami, just like with Nomura and fucking his game,
Metal,
I love how
yeah,
this
Metal
comes
Gear,
up
yeah.
he's
day
just
after
like
my birthday.
Kojima's just straight up being like, "Oh, you don't want me to play
So-
my game?" You
So
don't-
here's the great thing. So it's like not only it does we have the Kojima rule of cool, we get all his badass shit that he wants to do, but the fact that Guillermo del Toro is in this too
Yuck.
means that it's also going to be very cinematic and very pretty to look at. So it's like
I'm super excited for like. I want to know what the story to the game is. I think
Mhm.
my only worry for it is that when the weakest part of the what they've shown so far is the gameplay,
mhm.
that has me incredibly worried.
Like,
I think
like you
Kojima.
said,
Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, like you said, I think it's gonna be a lot of references and stuff. That's gonna be very interesting. Not to cut you off. Go ahead.
I just need to like.
I'll get
there's
back to it.
Babies, we still don't understand about the babies. We don't know what Bridge really does.
So this game is very much a thing where it's like I want to see the reviews and I want to see what people think of the gameplay,
Yes.
and that will determine how much I'm willing to spend for this game. But I really do want to see the story. This is a thing where it's like, okay, I need to know.
I
need
do
to
have
know what the
there
fuck
will be
happened.
something interesting about gameplay because Kojima always does something.
Mhm.
Yeah. Also, just references
Cool.
that don't need to be a thing. That's what I was talking about. Like, if you guys don't know, in Zone of the Enders, one of your characters pilots the Vic Viper, which is a mech that can turn into a plane, and that's literally the ship from Gradius. Is the Vic Viper?
Oh, 100%.
And I'm like, and it's like,
He's got
why?
good references.
Why is Zone of the Enders canon to the Gradius universe? Like,
Kojima.
like, why? I'm sure there's probably some different timeline thing shenanigans, but
So now that we got a Guillermo del Toro and Kojima collab in a video game, Guillermo del Toro, can you please bring on Kojima to work on a movie or a show or something?
there's gonna be a boss or something in this game that's just gonna be
Yep.
voiced by David Hayter.
I'm just gonna be very frank, Alejandro. I don't actually think there's a special effects budget big enough to handle the two of them trying to make a movie together. Like
This is
you,
like Strix said. This is like the guy who wanted to get into movies but couldn't. But he definitely could with the amount of people he knows. He's just like, I know how to make video games, but I'm gonna make a movie out of it. I mean,
Shaz.
how long were those MGS4
I mean-
cutscenes? They were like 8 hours long by themselves or something. Like,
I
Bro,
just wanna-
Shaz, imagine live action Zone of the Enders.
I wish.
I mean, can we talk
Makes
like
one-
literally like Konami was like, hey, fuck you, we're not making PT or Silent Hills or whatever it was, and he's like, hey, yo, Guillermo, Norman, y'all want to come work on this other project I have?
So
over?
fuck
And they're
Konami.
like, yeah,
I
like,
love-
sure.
Bro, I love the fact that him collabing with Norman is like, all right, not only is he a cool ass dude, let's bring in all these
Well,
Matt
no one-
Nicholson, no fucking all
Well,
these.
no one cared about Konami. They were there for Kojima because Kojima was like, "Yo, can we work
Kojima
together?" They're like,
and-
"Yeah, Kojima, I love your shit, dude." Like, you're a man. Also, it probably helps that like most of them are probably like huge movie buffs and like, just whatever because they appreciate all types of art, and it's like, it's so good. You know what I mean? Like, I think gameplay's probably gonna be I say weakest because we're assuming here that we even understand what the
Oh,
story is.
100%. Like, not even. We're assuming we know what the gameplay is.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, we know that you run places.
We know you can shoot.
We know we can
that
crouch.
run.
and you can poop out ladders.
There's a motorcycle.
You get pulled into the dirt by some hell demons or whatever the hell they are. I don't even know what they.
You know?
I still don't know what they are. They showed the trailer where they're like, it was nothing but them, and I have no idea what they are.
So all we know is that they come in from the rain. The terrorist dude can shoot lightning in the sky and he can make it rain, so he can summon all those things.
Oh yeah, the rain ages you.
Yeah, the rain has an aging effect on nature, and the babies allow you to better see
the other side, whatever that means.
the other side. Those creatures. in
I
the
have
rain.
no idea what that
That's
even means.
for the most part. That's all we know right
America's fractured.
now. America's fractured.
And
Kojima
that
is
group,
very
the
political, by the
the
way.
people that are shooting,
Kojima's really.
no, okay,
political,
let's
dog.
have
like
the entire.
He loves it.
Literally, there is an undertone. The sentence
Yeah.
in this trailer is literally,
you're the
now
president of
is the
Jack
time
shit.
where we need to
Oh.
come together.
Yeah.
There was literally,
Like,
I think, literally the president or like Norman Reedus is like, who gives a fuck about the wall or whatever. Like it was literally, I'm like, what is happening? What?
No, it's funny because there was recently a tweet that showed like Kojima saying that he was like fuck Donald Trump and shit like that.
No,
He was just
that's the thing.
shade on Trump.
I always
It's
make the
wild.
point to people is like Kojima is very much. I just love that
Political.
he is in a position where he can do whatever he wants.
Nope.
Got enough clout.
Well, yeah,
Literally?
he can unapologetically be Kojima, and who's gonna tell Kojima no at this point?
He's literally the dude.
Well, if this game sucks, then people.
You know how
are
it's like, it's like how you. I'm sure there's like people have had this where some employee quits and like y'all are gonna follow me, right? It's like yeah, if I quit and the dude quits, like no one follows them. Kojima quit and like literally took the entire team.
Yep.
They're like if I can get out of Konami, I can go with Kojima at his fresh new studio and not be literally stuck in an actual
Yes.
dungeon, which
Bro,
actually
they
did happen.
brought that Konami.
By the
they brought
way-
that Konami team, and then he also brought the Hollywood team. It's like I just. Got
It's
everyone.
crazy.
No,
like-
but that should speak to like. That's why when people are like, "Yo, this game is gonna be bad," it's not that I think the game is gonna be good. I think that Kojima, he is legitimately like a wizard.
He knows how to
works.
network.
I'm talking like his. I still say this about Metal Gear Solid 5. when I talk to somebody who's like, yo, how crazy is Metal Gear Solid 5? The tutorial level ends with the sentence, psychic flying fire whale chases you from the sky. And you're like, what? Huh? That is this, and it works. It captures you. It pulls you in. You cannot get away from Kojima's.
And again, most people don't even blame Kojima for that because Konami. I mean, don't get me wrong, he was making that game for a long time, but I feel like that was like his eighth Metal Gear game. They could have probably afforded him more time, but Konami being Konami. I get it, but because he was working on the game for 6 years, 7 years, it was funny.
I always make the joke of it's the difference. It's the difference between sides. For me, it comes down to there are certain devs that you kind of just say make magic. Just here's some money, make
here's
magic.
Time.
And Kojima, because
Kojima is the Nomura of Konami. It's like you just give him money and time, and you just go, "We'll just let you." That's what you should have they did for a while.
Yeah.
And they were in Konami being Konami because they wanted to ditch their gaming side anyway for pachinko and stuff, which makes a lot more sense now that we know that. But it's you just give Kojima money and time, you lock him away, and he'll come out when he's ready. You don't bother him. He just does whatever he wants to. And you'll probably get a pretty good game because his track record is actually really good.
You'll make hella money.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just now Sony's yes, we'll pay you all of the money. Come.
Dude, again, my favorite video, even though, rest in peace, Total Biscuit, was he didn't like the idea of, Kojima only working for Sony. For me, it was, by the way, Kojima looked like shit in that video, but literally Sony was first day that Kojima was out that dungeon, he's like, scoop Kojima. They're go literally, the video was a week or two after Kojima left Konami. They were we got Kojima.
No, that's the thing. It's that's one of those things. It's look, yo, there's a free agent. The moment everybody hears whoever, you really think Microsoft and Nintendo weren't in it? So how much? Sony, that's why Sony came to the table with you can have your own studio, you can make whatever you want, we'll give you funding, get the people you want, just, do you.
Strix Kobe in his prime, free agent. Huh? What did you just say to me?
And as an artist, Alejandro, let me speak to you on that. As an artist, imagine you get to a point where there isn't a better deal than we'll give you the money, we'll give you the time, make whatever you want.
Just make it good. Because it's almost pedigree, right? It's not even just the fact that he's famous. It's the fact that most of his games, assuming he gets to do whatever he wants, is good. It's most people Metal Gear Solid 5 wasn't great, but it's even then you understand why with Konami after, because literally after they released it, they just fell apart.
It wasn't him working on his prime.
Yeah, he looked god awful.
I just want to say
terrible.
Kojima
it was still
is
pretty decent too.
Kojima is the example of somebody that walks the perfect line between genius and madness. If he goes, there's sometimes he goes so deep down the rabbit hole,
this
nobody
game looks
follows.
he's going down the madness side.
I don't know what's happening.
But that's the thing. When I say to you, look at some of the individual Metal Gear games, and then step back and look at the entire Metal Gear Solid franchise story, and then you're but why does that all make sense?
The memes.
Strix, Metal Gear Solid was the original Nobody and Heartless situation with all the people with the same names. And
we're not. Look, the Kingdom Hearts situation is more clear than Metal Gear. That's the bad part.
Although I gotta say, their naming sucks.
Naked Snake,
Shadows or whatever with bodies are nobodies. What? And the people with actual hearts are heartless. It should be the opposite.
This is not a Kingdom Hearts.
Why is the body called a nobody? I get it because they're nobody, but that doesn't make sense for the heart. The heart is the heartless.
All right. I want to thank everybody for coming out. We can take a few questions, I guess, from chat. If anybody from chat has something they want to specifically talk about.
Suspect.
I'm not going down the Kingdom Hearts road.
I love how you were just fuck this. I ain't even...
I'm not look, I wax poetic on Kingdom Hearts way too much as it is, so I don't need to sit here.
I mean...
Oh, trust me. I am making... Y'all really think E3 gonna come around and they not gonna show some Kingdom Hearts DLC and I'm not gonna be okay, look.
The Charlie crazy board from It's Always Sunny. Now, how this is going to play into the story is, you see right here, now we know what happened.
Oh, they're already talking about explaining what's going on with Naminé and a whole bunch of stuff that was... Dog, It's gonna be.
I can't believe I'm not gonna spoil the game still. I mean, it's been out for a while, but I don't want to spoil willingly.
I will
But
kill
it's
you.
like
Don't spoil
certain things happen to characters, and you're like, what? Okay, so now we have this character instead. Like,
But yeah, if chat has any questions,
uh,
but really, Blackjack. But really quick, did anyone play Grand Blue Versus? Because I have.
Going to play that as soon as the podcast ends.
Expect some talk about that next week.
Yep.
Expect some talk about that next week.
Gonna be actually just turned on the PlayStation.
You heard the beat. You heard it.
I just want to give a quick shout out to the homie that just watched Godzilla. He just finished it and he was posting how he never cried so much in a movie theater. So
we are living in a renaissance
of entertainment.
I'm not gonna know if I'm just gonna call it. It's everything.
Okay.
We live
Entertainment.
Entertainment works, but it's more
cross entertainment.
so many things. I don't know. I don't know
the
if entertainment
crossover?
sums.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's entertainment, but for me, it's like there's so much. You know, people can say like, "Oh, there's not a lot of originality," but it's like there's so much of the media is like, we have a mobile game that's being turned into a fighting game, and it actually looks pretty decent. Like, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Because the month of May, Endgame, Game of Thrones ended.
Mm-hmm.
Igor, Godzilla versus Godzilla King of the Monsters. Like, we're not even getting into the various anime stuff that's been. Like, at this point, regardless of what your medium is, it's kind of like, hey, you want something nice? We managed to crush a big company into redesigning an entire character, the lead character in their movie. Shout out to Sonic. You know, small victories.
It's small.
So much.
And it got delayed. And it got delayed. So they can not kill themselves.
Yep. Thank
God
God.
bless.
I have the
All that
opinion.
matters.
I have the opinion that people are gonna expect the Sonic movie to be so bad that they're gonna end up liking it.
So, here's the funny thing, because
It
here's the funny thing. And people were. I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about this, and it's like, yeah, okay, so we're redesigning Sonic. Cool. This movie's still gonna suck. The writing is still gonna be god awful.
Like, the jokes might land right. You never know.
No, it's probably gonna still
Jim
be garbage.
Carrey might be crazy.
He
It's not
sounds
gonna
like
be-
he
at
sounds
best,
like
this
the
movie's
mask
gonna
of
be
Jim
in 5
Carrey.
or 6.
He sounds like the mask of Jim Carrey.
I'm
like,
going on a limb. Like, I think it's gonna be one of those things that people think is gonna be really bad, and it ends up just surprising you, and you just enjoy it. Now, in the context of a Sonic movie, I don't understand why you make a Sonic movie, but that's a completely different conversation. Completely different conversation. But I want to toss this over to Shaz. Let the people know who you are, where they can find you, what you're all getting in.
I'm Shazzyn.
Mhm.
All right. I don't stream. My tweets are trash, so don't worry about it anyway. All right, you'll see me every Friday. Okay. All
But
right,
I would
nice.
like to clarify what he didn't say. Shazzyn is back.
Yes, Shazzyn is back. Shazzyn is back. I'm no longer young symbiote. Shazzyn is back.
Somebody rang the bell. Young Topher had to leave.
Yeah, young Topher was gone.
I
The
don't-
suck was no more.
The fact is,
He was depleted.
okay, this is a good question. For each person to go as we. What are 3 things you are excited for or expect to be at E3?
Oh.
You want to go? We want to go first?
I mean, if you guys have any, I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
Off the top of my head, easily the Microsoft conference. I think both what they're going to do with the next generation Xbox, and historically they've had amazing. Like, the last few years to me, they've killed it. And we're at a year where we're going to get Gears information, we're going to get Halo information, we're going to get a lot of information coming out of them.
Yeah, Microsoft has been really doing well in terms of their actual, like, the presentation of their conferences and
Yeah,
everything.
it's been pretty cool.
Let me
I
be
can't-
honest. Let me be frank. Let me be
Frank.
clear. Square Enix just announced the DLC. You already said it exists. Announce it. Let me have this moment. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. I'm not even looking at the camera. I'm so used to my camera being up.
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to like
And I'm trying to
regurgitate
think,
what y'all say.
Who else is out there? Who else am I not thinking of? I mean, if I'm being technical in terms of something I'll play a bunch, whatever the next step in Destiny, like Destiny 3 and whatever the announcement.
Didn't they just announce that?
They're going to be doing a live stream 2 days after the new season, so the 6th, to talk about the next chapter. So we will probably get the first major trailer or first look at like Destiny 3-ish stuff, or next year of Destiny at E3.
I know I keep saying I want to play that game, and I do. It's just, I actually have fun with that game too. But okay, that's 2 for you. You got one more?
No, I have 3.
Or was that 3?
Microsoft conference, Kingdom Hearts,
DLC,
and DLC is number 1. Look, every year I was asking for Last
We
Guardian.
it doesn't have to be in order, my guy. It doesn't have to be in order.
No, it's we need more Kingdom Hearts.
Nomura
needs money. He doesn't, but
I'll try to be interesting. E3 probably Smash DLC, just to see, just at least for announcement. I just want to see who it is next, because Smash is always weird, in a way. Like it's every time you're like, there's no way they got that character, and I know they can only do that for so many, and people can only care for so long, but it's still like very hype. I'm trying to be like different to y'all. What I'm excited for? Okay, real talk. I mean, it's gonna be before pretty much E3. I'm sure they'll show more at E3, but the Pokemon stuff, just the direct to show like more Pokemon. I don't know why. It's not like I even play Pokemon really that much, if I'm being honest. But there's something in me like just seeing new regions, new Pokemon. I'm just like, yeah, that's, I don't know, something. There's a nice little warm feeling in my heart from nostalgia, I guess, as a kid. And trying to think of non-Nintendo at this point, something else. Because I said 2. I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's any DLC I'm excited for or anything. Really, because they're so focused on the next generation. Probably Xbox's whatever console.
Yep.
Xbox 1080, whatever stupid name they'll call it this time around. I'm genuinely excited because, new generation, what are they focusing on? I know it must be kind of intimidating, at least for them, because we know what happened with like the HD drive and like Blu-ray, which is like, that was stupid. And so, sometimes it's, black and white like that. Sometimes it's very gray. I think they're going to be more gaming oriented and stuff like that, while still pushing some more streaming stuff, I imagine. Also the collaboration with Sony. So I don't know how that's going to factor into the console itself, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay, that's the man, Shazzyn. Alejandro, your 3 things, as well as let the people know.
Well, real quick, I'm having some technical difficulties on my side, so how do I sound right now for you?
You sound fine.
You sound fine.
Is the video fine?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I was having some technical difficulties right now, and it was
technical.
Yeah, it was very concerning. But what I'm excited for, I mentioned this earlier, but I really do want to see Ghost of Tsushima. That's a game I've been very excited for, and I really do want to see how that turns out, and if it comes out either this year or next year. I just want to see more of that game. I want to see more Final Fantasy VII.
Ooh, yeah.
I that's
fair.
I'm very excited. I recently watched like a video. It's like, all right, this is the story, because it's been a while, but I've been rewatching the story and shit. Been watching, for anyone who might be interested, the Final Fantasy VII Machina Bridge by Team 4-Star, where they're doing an abridge of the entire Final Fantasy VII game. So that's been fun.
How dare you call it a Machina Bridge? Okay.
What?
How dare you?
Yeah.
Ain't no one care about Machina, but
those two. Honestly, those two are the main things I'm excited for. I don't. Avengers. That's the big. That's
the Square Enix game.
Yep.
That's right. They just announced that, just on the low.
There's a lot of rumors around that too.
So yeah, so people are assuming because Ultimate Alliance 3 or 4 3 is gonna be on Switch exclusive. They're like, this is pretty much for every other console.
Yeah.
But there's talk, like there are rumors, because we know it's like single player story, 4-player co-op. Like there is speculation that it's gonna be Square Enix, taking a shot at the Division Destiny style of game.
Okay.
Where you make a character, get your powers.
Shit.
And you could play with your friends and run through.
I could get a new DC universe that I don't have to pay to win for. Hold on a second.
Hey, it was never paid to. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I could only hold a certain amount of money. That was trash. I hated that so much.
We do not agree with the reviews of some devs and the trash things they do.
I don't even think
Am I calling them trash? No, but their decisions.
Yes.
You.
But their decisions were.
Pretty sure that was Sony as well.
But those are the 3 things I'm mostly excited for. Yeah.
So I think we're pretty much at the end of the show. I will plug it here because we don't normally plug. We do have merch coming out, exclamation point merch in the chat or the description of the YouTube video. Go ahead and check the shirt out if you are interested. Nice, simple design. We do appreciate you all coming out and watching the SSJ Cast. We will be back. Check us out and follow us on Twitter as well at SSJ Cast for all the up-to-minute updates for everything going on with the show. Thank you all for all the support. Today has been an amazing, amazing week. We will be back next week, I believe. Also next week, because we will do that over this week, I'll say this right now, we'll tweet it out. We will solidify our plans for how we are going to handle E3. Because a few things we had to get together with like school and scheduling and everything. I only say that because I may or may not have made a promise to these two that we would not do another 5-hour podcast. So for their sanity's sake, we gotta come
I'm
out.
okay with doing a 5-hour podcast. It was just I wasn't ready for it to be as long as I was
So
waiting
you say
for
that.
3.
You know, see, I won't be stressed about E3 if I fail this class. So, you know, if I fail it,
Don't say
That
that.
is
dude,
not.
if people don't know,
Don't say
in Twitch chat right now, bro, I have a test Tuesday and I haven't studied at all, and I have no idea what the subject what it's even about. I'm gonna fail.
Listen here, you stupid ass bitch. If you don't get that ass in
I
You
got-
better
gear-
start
I-
studying.
I got
Yeah.
I got fighting games to play. You know, I got stuff to do.
So I will talk to you all, and we will talk to you all. I will be back on Tuesday for a stream, or Wednesday. No stream Tuesday. Enjoy the day off. New Destiny season. Great. Go enjoy yourself. I'll see y'all on Wednesday, and we will talk to you all then. Yeah, and Shaz need to calm down with the anime titties.
Yeah.
I said anime and titties. Thank you very much. But I do like.
Okay.
Why not both?
That's
I do like
some
I do
context.
like both.
That's some context.
Bro,
All right.
for real though, I'm probably gonna fail this class.
Don't say it. Don't. dog.
I love how Alejandro's getting triggered because he just graduated. He's like,
On the
"Please
low,
don't."
I
It's
might.
not even that. I don't want this fucker to fucking fail.
I don't want him to
the-
fail, but he's not gonna actually fail.
I don't have motivation to study. I don't
Yeah,
care.
you do.
Okay, and
Not failing is the motivation to study.
Ooh.
All right, we'll talk to y'all later.
If at the end I get a waifu, maybe
Have a
maybe
good
I'll
day.
think about it.
Hey, how
I'll
about
give-
this?
I'll buy
How
you
about this?
Gunpla.
Chat.
I'll buy
Chat.
you
Ooh,
Gunpla.
hold on.
Chat. Chat. If he passes the class,
What?
Claptrap?
If he passes the class, chat,
What?
we are going to collectively help him buy a bunch of Gunpla so he can go have them.
Don't even build them.
That's fine. You
Okay,
can buy
you
them.
can
All
have
right, we'll talk to you on the next one.
Bye bye.